Let's go. And we are live, and it is My Part of Town podcast. This part of the week, I'm Poppy Carlo, aka Black Jesus. You know, acting silly, cutting up and whatnot. I got a little silly hat on, looking on my Dumb and Dumber joint, I guess, and whatnot today. You appreciate it. Got all my artistic work. Shout out to my man Wink G's right here. RIP to him. Also looks like we got Bolo sneaking up in here. What up, Bolo?
What's good?
None. It's just getting organized time and whatnot. So I'm just gonna pick a playlist off of one of the streams and play that for a little while we get organized and start talking in a little bit. So
sounds good to me.
How I supposed to know?
You know what I mean?
So I got all my albums up here. That's the in fact, I should share it so people can see while I look it up. Yeah, so ooh, look at my little albums this up because I'm like, and this all on Spotify too for anybody that's listening and watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Anyway, I gotta find myself because I have a topic and then I have my actual page. So let's see. Well, who's this enforcer guy? I'm about to kick this guy's ass. I don't like that guy. Nah, he's like a military guy. That's fine, I guess. I'll let him slide. All right, let's see what we got here that's fun to watch. Go back here. Let's put a different place in the playlist. Let's see what we got. Let's skip past some of the older ones. Start right here. All right, so we got Punky Johnson here, Skidbags Radio, Skidbag Street Team in the spot, getting it on the gutter side. We got the Fast Five. We're going to bang out 5 questions. We're going to start it off. You ready?
Let's go.
What's your personal motivation for doing comedy?
Me.
What would you tell a new stand-up coming through the comedy ranks?
Don't do it.
How would you describe your style of comedy?
Ignorant as fuck.
What was your inspiration to be a comedian?
Motherfucking Richard Pryor, bitch.
Yeah.
And my mama always saying jokes in the middle of beating my ass.
Nice. So give me 6 words that begin with S.
Sexy, sassy, sick, silly, sadistic, sophisticated.
Boom, there it is. That's right. Let's thank Punky Johnson right now. Skidbags Radio. Thank you for doing our Fast Five. Great work, great show tonight. And way to tear down Cluster Fest.
Oh man, the best.
Right,
thank
future.
you so much. Love.
Yo, so I got my man David right here. It's Mr. City Enforcers Skidbags Radio out here doing our thing on the Skidbags Street. I got my man Dave, the guy from Beantown, rocking the Bubba Chuck and whatnot. Yo, Dave, what's your favorite sports team?
Golden State Warriors.
Goddamn right. So why do you love basketball, Dave? Who made you fall in love with basketball, Dave?
Watching the Warriors.
Watching the Warriors.
Steph Curry is phenomenal.
Oh yeah. So who's your favorite player in the NBA right now, Steph or Kevin Durant?
Either or. Kevin or. So.
Oh man.
I heard Kevin's going to LA.
Well, he might come to a Clipper or a Laker and whatnot. So anything you also into? So in sports, when you were younger, who got you hooked on sports when you were a young Chuck?
Boston Red Sox, Boston Celtics,
Boston Red
New England
Sox.
Patriots.
Yeah. Hey, so when people win championships, do you ever climb on a pole and get drunk and get in a fight?
Of course.
I love this fucking guy. Okay, so I'm asking you one last question.
What?
Give me 6 words to begin with S.
Sex.
Yeah. That's right. 7 times with Dave. God, thank you, brother. Skidbags, motherfucking street team. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for showing us some love.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a good guy, man. Have a great night, Dave. All right, it's Skidbags Radio, Skidbags Street Team with the Kenny Lion, the godson, hooded up and ready to go. About to give the fast flow to the Fast Five for the Skidbags Radio Dash Run. So first question, Ken God, what's your personal motivation for doing comedy?
Man, my personal motivation is get out of the mud that I'm all up in, man. You know, I feel like I got a piece of gold for a big check.
There it is, there it is. And what would you tell a new stand-up coming up through the comedy ranks?
I would tell them, hey, how's about you make a friend in me and we'll go to open mics, especially if you got a car, man. I'll take you all up and down the motherfucking open mics, yo.
I heard that. And how would you describe your style of comedy?
My style of comedy is dangerous, okay? It gets you kicked out, it gets you banned, and it gets you in a world of just a lonely, depressing state of mind.
Nice. Who were some of your inspirations to be a comedian?
My favorite comedians would have to be Bernie Mac, Richard Pryor, Rick Shapiro, and Brody Stevens. R.I.P. Brody Stevens.
Brody, the God's son.
The
That's
God.
right. And give me 6 words that begin with S.
Sex, cells, shells, snakes, and senators.
One more.
And how about this? Shelly?
There it is. Boom. That's the word to begin with S.
I don't know why it
That's
took me a
right.
while.
Kenny Lyons, 6 words to begin with S on the Fast 5 Skip Bags Radio. It's all right. It's part of the groove. Yo, you got any social media you want to tell them about, Ken God?
Yeah, I got a bunch, man. Yo, I got Bannedgurl, BANNEDGURL, girl spelled a little different. And that's an Instagram private account. Go ahead and request. I'll accept it. Then I got my Kenny Lyon, KENNYLION, and Kenneth Leon, TKD. You can see that on the Kenny Lyon thing. We got Facebook, Kenny Lyon, Facebook, Freddie Prince. You'll see my face on that thing. And Instagram, Kenny Lyon. I already said the Instagram. Twitter, Kenny Lyon, Kenneth Lyon. Find me on all that stuff. I got an Anchor podcast that'll be right there on Anchor on your mobile podcast. Check it out, baby.
Yeah, there it is. Kenny Lyons, Skip Bags. All righty, right. So it's Skip Bags Radio, Mr. C, of course, the Skip Bags Street team at the Daggone Comedy Store. I got the Cliff God out here letting them know what to do. Chi-Town's finest out this motherfucker. We're going to do the fast
Ugliest
5 banging questions, and I'm going to
All
hit you with them. So what's your personal motivation for doing comedy?
The art form, man. Making people laugh. You know, when you can. You have your good days, your bad days, but it's the art form. It's always the art form. What you put on paper.
Nice.
Or, you know.
Nice. So what would you tell a new stand-up coming through the ranks?
Ooh, keep at it. Keep at it. Keep at it. Humble yourself. That's number one. You humble yourself to the craft. And I would say once you do that, everything will come to you if you just humble yourself. Be humble. You're going to have your good days, your bad days. But not just stick with it. Learn it. Be humble. You're going to grow. You know, just simple.
So how would you describe your style of comedy?
Ooh, silly. Different than what I look. Just real silly cat. Observational a lot. Like writing. So that's pretty much, I guess it comes from my brain.
There it is.
It's funny. If it make me laugh, I'm gonna try to make you laugh with it. If you don't, you don't. If you do, you do.
Right. So who was your inspiration to make you want to be a comedian?
I don't have one, but for me,
Name a couple.
yeah. For me, well, definitely Pryor. Just listen to his shit. He just a funny cat. He was a shit talking cat. That was love Dave Chappelle. Another shit talking cat. Cat Williams. Not just hot cats. Like even up here, Don, my guy, because he can perform his ass off. He's a hilarious motherfucker. It's some motherfuckers I'm not even mentioning, but just put him in all those realms. And even if it's a comic I didn't mention, it's not even. Just those are the
ones.
Are my things. You know? Yeah.
So give me 6 words that begin with S.
Damn. Style. Safety. Streets. Smarts. Sense. No, that one was too obvious. Fuck it, sex.
There it is.
That's the last one.
That's what I'm talking about. That's Fast Five from Skipbacks Radio Comedy with the Cliff God. You want to tell them some social media or something, Cliff?
You can hit me up on Cliff_Keith247 on Instagram and give me all the rest of my shit because it's secret and I gotta let you in because you probably start whining and shit about the shit I say. Fuck y'all. Peace.
That's right. Boom. Dash Radio. All right, yo, it's Skipbacks Radio, Mr. City, of course, of the Skipback Street team with Lil Bruh. We about to go through what we call the Fast Five. I'm gonna hit you with 5 questions. You give me your best 5 right out the box. So, what's your personal motivation for doing comedy?
Passion.
Love talking about a little bit about this. What would you tell a new stand-up comedian coming through the ranks?
Work hard. Don't do it for money or fame. Right. Learn the crowd.
Right. How would you describe your style of comedy?
Raw.
There you go. And what was your inspiration to be a comedian?
I was born to do this, man. Like my whole life, I knew I was supposed to do stand-up.
And so give me 6 words that begin with S.
Snake, sucker, swirl, strawberry, straight. Damn. Let me think of one more. Screw. DJ Screw.
6 words, Lil Bruh. And thanks again, man, for doing our Fast Five.
Appreciate you for having me on, Lil Bruh.
What's your social media, Lil Bruh?
H-Town, the real Lil Bruh. LILBROUGH.
That's right.
You can find me anywhere. Lil Bruh. Appreciate it.
There it is. That's kind of that's right. Thanks, God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's Mr. C, and Portia here with Christian, the God's son. We doing the Fast Five for Skipbacks Radio, Dash Radio. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. You're gonna get it down. You ready, Chris?
Ready as I ever be, man.
Hell yeah. So, where you from, Chris?
I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hell yeah. So what would you tell a comedian that's coming up fresh in the game and how to move forward?
You just gotta keep getting in your reps.
Nice.
Like, you gotta keep going to open mics, even if they're shitty. You gotta keep doing it, keep getting on stage, keep writing, write every day.
Nice. So how would you describe your personal style of comedy?
My personal style of comedy is a mix of observational humor and, just basically being black in America.
Nice, like Chocolate Seinfeld. I like that shit. So who is your main inspiration as a comedian to make you do what you do?
Gotta be Dave Chappelle, the guy, man. So good. He's so fucking good.
Nice. So, last question. Give me 6 words that begin with S.
6 words that begin with S. You have sign, you got serpent, you got 7, you got 6, you got Skittles, you got snacks in general, and you got stars.
Nice. Now one last close. Chris, where can we find you on social media to see what you do, God?
Let's see. You can find me at Christian Wisseh, WISSEH, because I always have to do that. On Twitter and Instagram, and I'm building a brand new website, which will be great for all you folks.
Nice. Well, thanks again, Chris, for giving us some love at Skipbacks Radio, Dash Talk X Fast.
What ended up happening is, we went straight from Big Mama's house into the makeup design work that we did for X-Men First Class, which was a lot of stuff for Jen Lawrence. We had the Beast. The Beast ended up going to another shop, ADI, but we still had a good amount of work trying to kind of develop paint formulas and stuff like that, generally under the guise of Tim, to make this body makeup for the team on set. And then ended up happening going into Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunter. So I did a lot of work on that. There's a bunch of witches. There's a big giant troll in that I kind of helped paint. It was me, Neil Wynn, and Tim Gore. So what ended up happening is now I'm in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to work in shops. And then I get a job on, worked for a company called Frontline Designs, who did a lot of Sam Raimi stuff. He did all the Spider-Man suits. And I got into this kind of like specialty costume kind of thing, because the superhero genre was really coming up. And I started working on Man of Steel, and I painted a lot of stuff that Henry Cavill wore. Right, all the practical stuff that he wore.
The suit.
Yeah. I was doing a lot of paint work on that. And as far as there's a lot of digital suit work in that movie, but there is a ton of practical work on that. We painted over 40 suits.
All right, I gotta ask you a question.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you like 3 questions.
Sure.
So, first of all, before I have one question, I want to jump back to a little bit from some of the stories you explained when you were doing the beauty stuff. But real quick, what did you ever have a moment hit you when you're painting Superman's outfit that you're like, I'm fucking painting Superman's outfit?
100%.
Like
100%.
the iconic piece.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of that. I've had the honor and I have humility and gratitude when I work on kind of classic characters that are being reimagined. A lot, but I'm definitely a worker among workers, and it is a big collaborative process. And there is a team of artists that are always doing it. It is never one person doing anything at any time, right? You have mold makers.
that's the way with all aspects of film.
And that's where the collaborative effort is. But I mean, it was really fun, and I didn't know that I was going to be on that show for as long as I was. So that date, that was the longest production run that I had on a shop, right? Because it was always kind of come in, because I'm a painter by trade. So I generally work at the ass end of a build, right? Because we're usually...
Because it's all together at that point.
All together.
We're
doing all the finishing work. And what ended up happening is I said, I'm in shops again, and I don't want to be here. And I started kind of looking to do more on-set stuff here. Here we go. I'm just a worker in the makeup department. So my responsibilities primarily are for taking care of first team, doubles, stunts, splinter unit, second unit. I mean, whatever you need, pretty much.
And that goes from, regular makeup to special effects makeup to...
You're right. I'm kind of an outlier in that sense, and we can get a little more into that. And I know that the show is kind of geared towards people that are interested in kind of getting into the film industry.
Right.
And I can talk about some of my experiences and how they've helped me stay employed as a makeup artist in the film industry.
Actually, a lot of the scenes between me and Alex were improvised.
Really?
That scene where me and him, where I go off and I grab him and I smack him and I tell him.
That was improvised?
The whole scene from the car.
God damn.
From the car until us
Shut
leaving.
the fuck out, bro. Good job.
It was us improvising the whole thing, because we did it a couple of times following the script mainly, and then Pete, he would just come up to me, he's like, I want that coming from the gut. I want to see it in your eyes. I want it to come, let it all out. Nothing too fancy, you know what I'm saying? But somehow the way he talked to you, he would get that energy and he would give it off to you, so you could, you know what I'm saying, get pumped by it. So we improvised the whole scene. Actually, in one of the cuts, when I throw him in the car, I slammed the door too quick, so it was against his leg. So we had to take a break for 10 minutes because it was hurting so much. And then we did it again. And the slap, everything was unscripted. It was not in the script. It just happened that way. So and he loved that, man. Pete loves that shit, man. You know, he trusts you, and then at the same time you gain that trust back with the director. And if you could work in an environment like that, and everybody else on the set, oh my God, was so committed. J.K. Simmons, one of the most incredible actors I've ever witnessed.
OG,
absolutely. So this guy, right, who's he's incredible, winning an Oscar for Whiplash. So much respect from everybody. We're on the set, and I've met him before, so we had a brief chat, whatever. It was very nice. Very, very, very humble guy, very generous and talking to people and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is I'm doing the scene now with him at the end where when we have the shootout. So suddenly we're doing the makeup, and I feel a tap, and I look, and it's J.K. Simmons. He's like, hey, can I just pitch you an idea for a second? So this is J.K. Simmons coming to me and pitching me an idea?
No. I don't have time for that. Oscar award-winning J.K. Simmons.
Like, yes, absolutely. So he's like, look, I was talking to the real cop that he's portraying, and he said when they were shooting at each other, they both had 12 or 8 bullets, and both of them ran out of bullets at the same time.
Oh shit!
At the same time, and my character, he threw the gun at him. So this was no one knew.
This is factual. That happened in real life.
Yeah, and it eventually made the cut because he told me that. I'm like,
you guys did such a great job with this movie.
So,
Yeah, right.
So that's what I'm saying, man. Like when you work in that environment, it's just man, it's I'm blessed, man, and all that hard work really paid off.
Dream gig.
Now, one time, didn't you go to a festival like Vermont or something? You guys stayed in a haunted house?
Yes.
Yeah, ITV Fest.
Yeah. ITV Fest.
Now, what was this haunted house story? I heard about this story. They said these guys were like running around like scared children.
Oh, dude, we all slept in the same. We put all the couches together. We all had our own bedrooms.
Yeah.
And at the end of the night, we put all the couches together. We all slept in the same room, snuggled up together. That's how scared we were, dude. It was ridiculous.
Both adorable and frightening at the same time.
Describe one of the hauntings. We need to know.
Well, that's the thing. Like we looked it up online. Apparently, the place was an old hospital, like an old children's hospital. And then we broke into the back area of the house, and there were all these old little hospital rooms with creepy kids' drawings on the walls and shit. Yeah.
This is an Airbnb?
Yes.
An old tuberculosis hospital converted to an Airbnb.
That's crazy.
And the other thing was there were only 2 bars in the place, in the little town. And everyone was like, oh, you're staying there? Oh, that place is haunted. Like everyone confirmed it. We're like, fuck. And so the other 2 guys, Rob, who was the director for Metal Detector, he was with me. That was the year that I won for that. Yeah. And those fuckers drop us off, drive down the street, get out of the car, and come running up and break into the back of the house while we have no idea. We're just home chilling, and we're sitting there talking, watching a movie, and all of a sudden we're like, "Did you hear that?" And then we kept hearing something, and then we heard someone running upstairs down the hallway. We lost our shit. I mean, that was it. And at the same time, his buddy was downstairs waiting. So he starts banging on the windows. So now we run the other direction. And then finally, I'm like, fuck it, I'm out of here. And so I go out and I get on the phone. And keep in mind, I'm also calling Rob to make sure. At one point, we're like, they're fucking with us. They're totally fucking with us. Mm-hmm. So I'm calling Rob, and Rob's is all like, hello, no, I'm in bed, man. Like, trying to play it off.
He's like in a closet upstairs.
And then finally, I'm out in the front yard, and I call Rob. I'm like, you better be fucking with us. This better fucking be you. And he could tell I was about to lose my shit. And he comes running out. And I'm like, motherfucker. Y'all
said something else like real kind of happened after that or something, or no? Or
that's Neil.
Oh yeah.
That's Neil seeing some stuff.
Yeah, he said he's seen some crazy stuff.
And he even has a whole video. He's filmed like a majority of that because we were already fucking around with this camera, and he has all that happening on the camera.
Does he have footage of like orbs or like an apparition or something?
He's got footage of it.
A couple clips.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did a movie with. They're bringing back. I got the hookup with Master P.
Oh yeah.
Really?
And so I'm the button in the end of the second one, and they're shooting a third one in the next month or so that I'll be in throughout.
Wait. I got to hook up 3. Oh, so he's really serious. Is who's in the Fat Boy C and somebody else is like the main stars or something?
I had a scene with Mike Epps, and what the greatest thing about it is I play the toe-sucking bandit. So I'm like the token white guy of any black comedy. Yeah. And I break into houses and steal jewelry and cash. And if someone happens to be sleeping in the bed, which is like this, it was this beautiful Dominican model. Yeah. Rosa Acosta is her name. And I can't help myself and I have to suck on them toes. So I got that going on. Big news is our show Pros of Cons.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. We signed with a showrunner for 6 months.
Now explain to the average person in Idaho what a showrunner is.
So basically, we have brought them on to sell our show. That's what they do. That's their job. That's their shit. And they get us in the door. We have meetings with Netflix. We're getting meetings with Comedy Central, TBS.
Nice.
Hulu's, all the fucking shit.
Yeah.
So let's bring it back and talk about pros and cons a little bit, because I want to give a shout out that you guys, Mike Hermosa, Lauren Bullock, and yourself were our inaugural first guests ever on this show.
That's right.
Thanks so much.
Over a year ago, by the way, and thank you for that. I would direct our listeners to go view that episode, but tragically it was lost in the California fires. So it is not. The video and the audio is not available currently. That's why we have to have all you guys back on.
So now we just have to shout out Hermosa. And
yes. And is there social for the show, like social media?
Pros and cons on Instagram, right?
Yeah, it's on Instagram.
It's the pros of cons on Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's the pros of cons.
The pros and cons on Instagram.
I remember
Very
that
funny pilot.
Yeah, hilarious. So explain, give people a pitch. So what's the show about?
Well, basically, it's it's myself, Richard Reel, Chloe. God, I can't think of her last name right now. And Michael Bashimi. I play one of those assholes that gets up in his dad's apartment building that his dad owns. So I basically don't ever pay my rent. Mm-hmm. And I go out and dress up as a homeless man in Panhandle.
For income.
Yeah. Those people
rent.
do exist.
Yeah.
And
sure.
And it's fun though, because I also take a one-eyed dog around with me and we do street shows.
The cutest one-eyed dog I've ever seen in my entire life.
You'd never even know it was missing an eye.
Right.
Where did you start when you got out here? Did you have contacts?
I came out with and keep in mind they filmed a lot in Charleston and in Wilmington. Like I'm even in some Dawson Creek episodes.
Oh, that's nice.
Hilarious.
Nice.
And I worked at Screen Gems as a security guard. I'll tell you a funny story, actually. I got fired personally from what's his name? God damn it.
It's real memorable.
I know.
Apparently.
The guy that owns Screen Gems, his father was a famous director. And the point is, I was a security guard and I had like 3 jobs because I won that damn car, remember? And so I worked the 12 to 8 in the morning shift. And so to stay awake, and they gave me the keys to everything.
Yeah.
And they were filming Muppets in Space during this time. And so I get in my golf cart, go and get Kermit, Miss Piggy, and Gonzo, put them in my cart, cruise over to the spaceship set.
Yeah.
And we sit up in the spaceship and get high as fuck. High as fuck. And I'm all like, Kermit, man, you got to lay off Piggy like that, man.
Oh, my God.
This whole fucking night.
I'm so jealous.
And then I put him back in the cart and put him away because, puppeteers, they're fucking crazy. And so, I have the keys to everything. So I go into the guy's, God, why can't I remember his name? If you look up Screen Gems, it'll tell you who owned it. But I go into his office and I put my headshot in every drawer in his desk. And I get called the next day and they're like, you need to come in, please.
Uh-oh.
And I come in and it's him and he goes, I just had to fire you personally. And he goes, it's not about the ones in the desk, but you put them in the paper towel dispenser and I cut my finger on one of the damn staples. Because this is when you stapled your resume to the back of your headshot. This is old school.
Yeah.
And he goes, now come with me. And he walks me right next door to the Fincannon Associates who do all the casting. And they go, Mark Fincannon, come out here. This is the guy you need to meet. And he comes out and he goes, Kevin DeWitt. Because I go by there once a week with a FedEx envelope with my headshot and resume and run in frantically like, oh my God, I don't want to lose my job. This has to go to Mark right away. Once a week, like the 3 years I was out there. And it's a pretty good story, right? Oh, Frank Capra. Yeah, Frank Capra Jr.
Big
fired
name.
me personally.
Big name. That's an honor.
Here it is. We are into the My Part of Town podcast. I'm Mr. City Enforcer, aka Poppy Carter Bad Boy. I am a little drunk and I'm about to get high. So this will be fun. What's happening, Vogel? You still out there?
Yeah, I'm still here, man.
I'm supposed to know. What's going on with you, fam?
Just enjoying life, man. I'm sitting here scrolling through my on my Switch. I'm shopping. I'm looking at the games and seeing what's on sale, and you know what I mean, before I load up some Zelda and play a little bit of Zelda while I rap with you.
Well, take the people along with you. What are you looking at there again? Explain to the people so they can get a verbal expression of what you're doing.
All right, when you you know, with the Nintendo Switch is my system of choice right now, economically and everything. With it, you can just today you can just download games from the what's called the eShop. So I'm just scrolling through and seeing what's on sale. The game that I'm looking for to catch on sale is Animal Crossing. Now I have Animal Crossing already on my son's Switch, but I want my own island. So I'm just basically waiting for that. That's the only thing that I really want to buy right now is to buy my own Animal Crossing. That way I can start my own island from scratch. If that made any sense.
Well, so if you buy your own game, you can make your own island?
Yeah, well, we have two Switches in the house. We originally got him a Switch when a couple years ago when it first came out. And we got a game called Animal Crossing, which is like a life simulator game like The
It's
Sims.
like my apartment.
Yeah, huh?
It's like my apartment. Got my street sign right here.
Yeah.
I got paintings all over the house. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I got street cones over there.
Yeah, I'm eventually get there. Right now, that's why you get the little Grogu dial. I'll start, you know, as I keep building the house up, I'll add to my background and everything as well.
I don't know. I mean, the Grogu shit is kind of hard to tell you the truth.
I mean, right now I'm choosing between Grogu and the mechanical Yoda that I have. And I'm still
that could be like your thing.
Yeah. I kept it on him this week again, I guess, you know. But yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm sitting here just like I'm seeing a lot of classic games are on sale. So once in a while they might, you know, sink me in to buy a game for $3. Like I seen Pac-Man, like the original Pac-Man arcade version is only $3 and $4, and a couple other games they'll have for $3 and $4. Like they might catch me with the original Punch Out or the original Donkey Kong is what I want. So I might debate on whether or not I might grab it real quick for $4. But that's all. That's what I'm doing.
When you get a good price like that, you almost ain't got no choice.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I'll just play them real quick for nostalgia, and then also to make memes with it. You know, take a picture of it, make memes.
That's right. That's what all it's for. That's why they started making them NFTs, because you can pretty much use other people's stuff for your stuff. Like if you watch YouTube and if you see those stupid commercials, hey, there's a glitch on YouTube. You can use other people's content to make yourself $10,000 a month. I said, number one, you are a liar. But I know what he's talking about, but I don't think it's going to be that much money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, the way you make a lot of money off of this teaching the class.
Yeah. And you gotta have connects, man. I'm starting to understand that with the whole thing.
With what?
And be dedicated to it. Well, I'm just saying, as far as you know, I'll you know, of course I'm testing the market on a lower level as far as trying to grow my media pages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I do see where the more popular ones struggle based upon their content and whether or not the algorithm is like, hey, I don't like y'all talking about that. You know, the main one being, you know, Republicans versus Democrats and shit, you know.
Yeah, no, it's real complex. Like the way that, because before, like when I first started really watching YouTube, it was like 2011, 2012. And when before that, I didn't really believe in YouTube because I thought you used to have a real camera Then all of a sudden, our cell phone cameras came up, and then I, like an old person, I just ignored it, and I heard Soldier Boy got famous. It's like, wait a minute, let me pay attention to this YouTube, and I was moving into LA. So I checked it all out, and on one thing that I noticed now, because like anything, the market gets flooded when something is popular. For example, there's a guy named PewDiePie. He's the biggest YouTuber on as ever, but he's also one of the oldest YouTubers ever. So, and I've watched his stuff. This guy is a loser. He's not attractive. He's not funny. He's not entertaining. And the best he's got is playing video games and talking shit while playing, right? But you want to know why he's the biggest YouTuber ever? Because when nobody cared about YouTube, his ass was on here.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on a regular, so he was like one of the only ones. So it's kind of like now the market is so flooded, you can kind of come on and say, hey, if I just post a lot, I'll get famous. But then you got to be doing stupid stuff like the challenges and have women and have arguments and you got to do like all the trash, what some people call the red meat. You know, talk about how women are bad and men are bad, and it will be all the red meat, right? So that's one way to get your stuff famous. The other way, if you want to get yourself famous and you're like or bigger on YouTube, not famous, but bigger on, the best tactic, which I hate doing, is you have to go on panels every chance you get. So anytime you're watching YouTube, right, and there's a panel that comes on, you're like, oh, they got 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we're talking about, Joe Biden having a big toe today. Well, if you're a really political person and your site is about politics, it benefits you to get in line and get up there and say something for a couple of seconds, like, hey, yeah, and this is what I think about it, and Joe Biden, I'm crazy, blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody gonna like it, but check out my page. I do videos on this kind of stuff. It's Volo, Volo television, whatever, right? That is a guaranteed way to get you followers, to get your page up, but you got to deal with the panels.
Yeah.
I hate panels.
And the noodles.
The noodles are on the panels.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can't. Like I get in an argument, and I just like, and they just want to argue everything, and there's no solution to anything. And I was like, I kind of wish I did it, but if somebody's out there listening and you're trying to be on YouTube, and you really want your YouTube page to pick up, what you do is you search out other pages that talk about stuff you do that's, of course, that is bigger than you are. Maybe not even bigger, maybe same size. But the key ingredient is that they do consistent live shows. And then what you do is every time you're bored or you feel like talking or you think you got time to talk, you get on YouTube, you see which one of them is live at the time, and if there's a topic that kind of pertains to you. Now, some people will know nothing about the topic and hop they dumbass up and be like, yeah, I think the chicken should fly in Missoula. He's like, dude, we're talking about the NBA playoffs. So you get some people to get on there just to get on there because, like I said, this is the strategy they're using, right? But they'll just hop on any live. If a live that doesn't fit their page topic goes, they'll just hop on anything and say stupid shit. But the concept is that you're supposed to find another page that's like yours, talks about similar things that you do. You go to their live, and if they have a call in, you either call in, or if they don't have a call in, you do a cheap super chat a few times on their page.
Okay.
And that's like your way to get your subscribers up.
Yeah, it sounds like something they used to do all the time. Because I remember kind of watching it and seeing that back in the day. The one that came to mind that I would catch doing those kind of chat things is Sergeant Willie P.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? He's too next level for these, especially the old heads.
Oh yeah, really... because he was one of the first type of Man on Fair dudes, and he just finally like 3 months ago, maybe 2 months ago, he finally started putting his Cash App up for the first time, and he was on here since like 2011, 2012. Oh, what just happened? Did my thing just go to sleep because I haven't touched none? Okay, that's just my screen just going to sleep. I was nervous for a second.
Oh.
But yeah, he's been on there since 2012, and he just finally started. And he said, because people have been begging him, and I guess his birthday, he put up. He's like, damn, I felt like a thought for a day. It's like I got so much free money. He's like, yo, y'all pay for my food, y'all pay for my snacks, y'all pay for my gas, y'all. He's like, He's like, damn, is this what it's like to be a bad broad? You know what I mean? And he got a video. It's hilarious. He calls it like bad bitch for a day, right? And it's like the first time he puts his Cash App up, and everybody who's been asking him finally sent the money, and that he got enough money to basically he lives his day for free. You know what I mean? So he posted it now. So he's kind of doing that, but he's like, he doesn't pander. He's very independent, and he likes everybody, but he also doesn't like everybody. So there's nobody that I think he talks about that he doesn't say, well, there's one thing about the nigga, I don't fuck with that. You know what I mean? Like there's always something. But what I like is this stuff about the boomer talk, about how he grew up, because I guess he's from Jersey, South Jersey, or something like that.
I thought he's from PA. I don't know. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, he's from like South Jersey. Where my dad lived and shit over South Jersey. He like one of them niggas that like his peoples was from Philly, but his parents was doing okay, so they moved to South Jersey.
Okay.
He wanted to know. So he goes to the suburbs, with the non-African Americans, nicer schools, all that, right?
Yeah.
So, but he still gets it, and his whole thing is he's frustrated with the boomer situation because he feels like the boomers kind of let the country go right in front of their face, and then when us younger people were like, "Hey, I'm trying to do this," they're like, "No, just do what I did," and I'm like, "No, old stink butt, it don't work like that no more." So I like those videos he does, and his African videos, and he's just very balanced in his conversation. I like
him. Yeah. He's a cool dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like shout out to the noodle. Shout out to the noodle of the week, Joe Biden and shit.
Oh yeah, Joe Biden, he's still the noodle of the week. That was Monday. This is still a week.
I know, but I didn't even know we was doing noodles of the week like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm paying attention, but I ain't paying attention like that. So you know what I mean? At the end of the show,
I just started it like 3 weeks ago. I just was like, you know what? Since I got a bio of the day on the other show and I got a noodle show, I said I might as well just pick a noodle of the week. You know what I mean? And it gives us something to talk about,
So yeah, all day yesterday I was like, damn, I missed the noodle of the week. I should have took over the show. Like I was coming to all type of content. Driving, let me write this shit down. Like, I'm ready to grab the mic and get on stage like I'm.
He can be renominated. Charlemagne the God has made a person donkey of the day twice. So why can't we make Joe Biden noodle of the week? So trust me, Joe Biden gonna do something stupid again.
Yeah. He is the one of the past 3 years.
He will do something stupid again, and he will definitely be noodle of the week. No problem. Don't worry about that.
Let me write them down and save them for next time, right? This guy.
Yeah.
So who's the Philly person of the week, or what we call it?
Our Philly bio of the week is Paul F. Tompkins.
Okay.
He's a comedian we've seen around. So I never noticed him before when I was looking on the list. So I said, I'll pick him out.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And his name wasn't familiar, but his face was. So I was like, okay, we probably gonna be surprised like who he is,
Okay. Last week was the was Ye's ex, right?
Oh, did I do Amber Rose last week?
Yeah. But I think Amber Rose was last week and shit. Like I ain't never get a chance to see her dance, right?
Oh, bro, you know how it is. She's a good one.
Yeah. Like, did you even say where she used to dance at? Did she dance in Philly?
Yeah, they said she used to dance in Philly. I mean, I saw some of the small videos back in the day when she first came out, but then I just stopped looking, and whatnot. But I'm sure people have videos of all that shit.
Of her dancing and shit.
Oh, well, she like Cardi B. She's Cardi B without the ability to rap.
Oh, I wonder if she ever danced at Sables.
Dude, I bet she danced all over the damn city.
No, I'm supposed to know. So yeah, that's all I'm doing, man. I had the boy the past 2 nights. So man, we had a ball, man. It's he really keeps me young and I mean we've been riding the bike and
Nice.
I'm working on his diet, you know what I mean? Cause my parents, between my parents and his mom and his auntie, his T-mom they don't stop feeding him, man. It's
I'm
ridiculous.
gonna tell you, I love my family, I love my black people, but my entire community is eating themselves to death every day.
Yeah.
It's just all the wrong food. It's nothing wrong with eating a lot. It's what you eat, not how much you eat.
Yeah.
And the problem with our community is people think eating a little bit is what it does. That's like, no, number one, that kind of stuff that makes your body not process as much because it never knows when it's going to get some damn food. And then number two, if you're consuming just trash and it's a little bit, it's like, oh man, that's the only thing your body got to work with is trash and it's a little bit. It's like, no, like if you eat salads and vegetables, you can eat a trash can size of food twice a day and be okay and not get big or not get fat. It'd be fine.
Yeah.
So it's hard to change that diet, like bread, cheese, milk, sugar. Anything that tastes good has milk in it. Like if you get a lot of them tasty chips and flavored stuff, oh my God, look at the back of it. It all says milk on it. Yeah. Even if it's like a really good barbecue sauce, milk. But barbecue chips, plain chips, popcorn, crackers. But really, you still want to avoid grain and bread and all that stuff.
Yeah,
that makes you
that
fat.
bread, that's
Pasta,
crazy.
Pasta makes you fat and whatnot.
Yep.
Milk makes you fat. Processed sugar. So if you get like raw sugar, you're probably okay if you don't overindulge because that's like just eating sugar from fruit. But processed white sugar, no good. And what else is bad that I had to stop eating? I've been recently cheating eating cereal. Stop eating cereal with the milk and all that. Even though I've been cheating lately because I've been using that soy milk and messing up some Lucky Charms, but it ain't right. I know the Lucky Charms is made nothing but poison. So get you some bread. What is it? Basic 4 or like some Wheaties. Like one of the basic ones that you want food that has 2 to 5 ingredients at the supermarket. Any more than 3 to 5 ingredients, you're eating some shit that's going to kill you.
Yeah.
But he'll figure it out. The problem is until he's like 23, 4, 5, it really won't bother him. But then around 23, 4, 5, he's going to start being like, wait a minute. Can't run as fast, I'm starting to get injuries. I'm starting to get weird colds and sicknesses. You know what I mean?
Well, he's kind of there already. It's escalated as a kid. If he's, you know what I mean. Like I try to ride the bike with him every day. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean. When I get a chance to do that, it drops off real fast. It's the amount of damage they can do with like me taking like 2 weeks off or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's two concepts of losing weight and being healthy that people do. Some people believe that you can kind of eat whatever you want, but as long as you work out enough, you'll still be in shape. But I don't know. I believe in your insides. I actually think that like working out and all that stuff is fine. But if you're an active person, like where you walk to the store a lot, you walk for your business, you go outside, you go walk a lot, you do your, certain amount of footsteps a day, et cetera, you don't need to work out, but you need to eat a certain diet that's made to burn off. So for example, so what kind of stuff is he eating? When you heard me mention stuff that you shouldn't eat, what is he eating on a regular basis?
Well, when I'm dealing with myself, like I work all, like I'm doing a 9 to 5 7 to 3 every day, and I'm actually moving stuff at this job. I'm moving tons of water, and I'm walking the whole time I'm there. So my diet, it worked for me. Is like, all right, I cut out all my sugar as much as possible. You know what I mean? Like I'll cheat with a bag of chips.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm strictly water or the zeros. You know what I mean? Like the Coke, Pepsi, 7-Up zeros. But I'm water mostly. 80% is water. And but I'll even do like water with those little flavor packs that's 0 calories. They taste a lot better than they did before in prior years. So with me, I'm not where I want to be yet. Like I want to be 205, and I want to get some muscle back. So that'll probably be me like 205, 210. I feel like I'll be in my prime.
Right.
I'm getting there.
Are you still using bread?
Like, I'll like today or yesterday I had tacos.
No, tacos not bad.
Yeah, like that's what I'm trying to with him.
I used to use some bread with like crust bread, like bread.
Nah, like I'll eat a sandwich. Like I'll eat a cheesesteak once a week or every other week or whatever.
Hey, look, you gotta cheat once a week when God not looking. That's fine.
Nothing
wrong with that. Are you still eating a lot of rice?
No.
Okay.
No,
Pasta?
but I do a little bit with General Tso's chicken. So I like when I make my General Tso's chicken, if it's a cup of rice, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna be honest with you. If you want to lose weight, that rice got to go, and you just got to eat the chicken
completely, right?
Yeah, or you got to put the chicken in a salad and eat it, but the rice got to go completely.
Chicken and like chicken and broccoli is basically what it is without the rice.
Yeah, but no rice. Because basically what it is with the rice, so this is how it works. So you know how Asian people, they eat the rice and they're skinny, right? Well, in the Asian countries, they don't have as heavy as a meat and beef diet as we have. So even though they eat meat and fish and stuff, that's kind of rare for them. And whatnot. So they have a carbohydrate high diet. If you eat only carbohydrates and never ever touch meat or fats or milks on a heavy, you'll be skinny. That's all your body. But they said if you eat meats and fats and you eat carbohydrates, they said something happens with the fat and the meat the carbohydrates that adds weight.
It stores the fat.
Yeah.
And burns off the sugar.
The fat. Yeah. So you either got to go all like basically you gotta be like a caveman, right? Yeah. If it's unprocessed, if it's been pulled out of the ground or yanked off of a tree, you know what I mean? I'm supposed, or used to have a name, I can eat it, right? But if it went to some building and somebody had to enrich flour and do this and do that and process and do this and cook it, no. After that, if you do got to get something that's been made, you got to look at the instructions. And if it's good food, no bullshit. And this stuff exists and it's not as expensive. Oh, is that BAS? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's good food,
what's good?
On it. And that's the best.
What's up, BAS?
What up?
Shit, what's up with y'all?
Shit, we just talk about food.
Shit over here talk about. I hear y'all talking about fucking diets and shit. That's why I ain't say nothing. I don't want nothing to do with that.
I'm trying to stay healthy, trying to live long. What can we do about it, BS? How I know?
If anything, I want to gain weight. I don't want to lose weight.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Sometimes some people like to be thick, some people like to be skinny. It's all good.
Bro, I lost.
Right? It's just when I'm, you know what I mean? Like we had the family thing the other day, and it's like I'm trying to set his diet, and I'm on meat, and no, the carbohydrates or the pastas and stuff. And it only took 2 seconds. I look over, he had a mountain full of macaroni and cheese on his plate. And it's just
now,
like, there it is, right there.
Here's another rule for my diet. So you said it was a family event. It was like a special situation, right?
Yeah.
My rule is holidays, family events, special events, the diet is off. You do what you want. It's only for the days in between. You know what I mean? But if there's a family event, go ahead, go crazy, man. Because you just got to keep your sanity. This way, you can make it a lifestyle that you do for a long time. But if you start skipping events, you just going, man, F this diet. So it's like ruining your life. You don't want the shit to ruin your life. But because how many family events do you go to all the time? How many special occasions do you have? What, 2, 3 a month, maybe? 1, 2 a month? If your life is popping, maybe 6 out of 30 days. So the other days, just eat right all those other days, and it'll work out.
I'm gonna keep
it up. As long as you eat portioned out, as long as you portion out your food and you stay moving, don't stay still, you'll be all right.
Stay active.
That's the BS diet.
Yeah,
I lost 50 pounds in 2 years, bro. Everybody can tell you I lost 50 pounds. I was 225 pounds, and now I'm 175.
That's a good weight.
I'm losing the BS. You know what I mean? I be doing these gig apps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get you on. I can help you lose some more, man.
What happened?
No, I was saying if I get you on this gig app, and I can help you lose a lot more.
Well, man, I ain't trying to lose no more. I'm trying to gain some weight.
Yeah, you want to gain some weight.
Fuck that. You gotta understand, Bolo. Fucking, I deal with food 90% of the time, bro. You get tired of eating that shit. You get tired of smelling that shit. So it's easy for me not to want to eat or eat in portions and shit. Cause fuck that. I deal with food 90% of the time.
Yeah.
I'm tired of our movie. Me and the boys' movie of the week was Kung Fu Panda.
Oh yeah, is there a new one or something?
No, we watched the first. The number 4 is coming out either this year or next year, so I got to catch back up. I don't even remember which one I saw before. We watched the very first one the other day.
Oh shit!
I think part 1 was good, but other 2 was just like dragging in and shit.
Yeah, he's trying to make it happen. Trying to abuse it. First one was good. That's important. So what's going on? Yeah.
You already know, another day, another dollar. Dealing with these cheap ass fucking customers and shit. The asshole ones, same shit, different day. You already know.
Yeah.
Fucking. I got on late because I had a little situation talking to my daughter just now, so they killed most of my time. I was supposed to be on here a long time ago and shit.
Uh-oh.
No, nothing bad. We were just talking shit, I mean.
Yeah. Is the weather still nice at the crib?
I mean, right now it's a little chilly. Not chilly, it's just perfect weather for me.
Yeah.
Anybody else probably wear a hoodie and shit, but not me.
Yeah, nice burning day, cool at night. I dig it. We got our Philly bio guy of the week. What time is it? Yeah, 9:30. So, yep, my part of town. We got our Philly bio guy, some nigga named Paul F. Tompkins. Well, I think he's a comedian you recognize, but you wouldn't know him by name. He's one of them niggas you see him like, oh, I know who this nigga is. So we'll just talk about him later. And
put a picture up so I can see him.
Oh yeah. So what else is going on? So did we already talk about Doc Rivers' punk ass?
Fuck him. Fuck him.
We Like, dude, like all I hear on 610, they still crying, yo, and it's like I turn that shit off after a minute or two.
So
Man.
what?
Like,
What are they saying?
well, it's like everybody's like we up in arms, like what to do next and stuff, and they trying to add, the Phillies, but the Phillies been losing 3 and then winning 2, like they won today, so the Phillies is trying to fight to get back to 500, and the Eagles not doing nothing. So then once you get back to the Sixers, it's like, they start crying over Embiid.
I heard that fucking Harden has some.
Huh?
They want to trade him?
Nah, the people, like the assholes, want to trade him. You know what I mean? They they want, you know how Philly is. They, it's like the Cowboys fans calling all now since the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's like y'all ain't call all year, and now that they lost the Super Bowl, now y'all want to call in type shit. You know what I mean? So they doing the same thing with the Sixers. Like now all of a sudden the Doc Rivers supporters want to call and talk about how dumb the Sixers was for letting them go now or whatever, and how they got to trade Embiid and blow it all up.
Fuck Doc Rivers.
No, I even heard that. Yo, I even heard Harden had something to do with getting him fired and shit.
Yeah, that's part of what I'm talking about.
Makes sound like that's outside just clapping just now.
Yeah, so that's what they talking about. Like Harden has something to do with it, but they still like they're gonna lose Harden. So everybody want Harden to go. You know what I mean? Because he wants the max deal 5-year thing, and nobody knows what he wants or what what's going on or their relationship with Harden and Embiid. You know what I mean? It's kind of corny because Embiid should at least shot 0 for 40 for that last game. You know what I mean?
Well, because like I said, so this is the thing with Doc Rivers. One of the things that get lost in a lot of people's review of sports is people separate coaching from the players. And I think, low-key, people kind of disrespecting coaches like they don't matter. I kind of feel like people act like coaches don't matter when they blame everything on the players. Like, real shit, a simple strategy adjustment can take a nigga from scoring 50 on you one night to scoring 5 on you the next night. Same player, same roster. Y'all just decided a different way to approach him on defense and whatnot. Just that simple. That's a coaching thing. That's not a player thing. But they said to Doc Rivers, what he does is he tells his players when they're losing, he tells them that the other guys want it more than them. That's his coaching.
Yeah, I always hear him say that dumbass shit too.
I'm like, dog, we all want it. Everybody here wants it. That's like me questioning a politician. Even though I don't like certain politicians, I can't question their morality. I can only question their policy. You know what I mean? I can only question their actions. But I can say, oh, he's doing it to be dirty, or he's doing it to be mean, or he's doing it because he's evil, or he's doing it because he doesn't work hard, or he's doing it like I hate it. Skip Bayless does it. Like, yo, fam, don't question the man's heart or who he is as a person.
Yeah.
Question his results and his strategy.
It's hard too when you're talking about Biden though.
Well, I mean, this is what gets Doc Rivers a pass because he puts it on the players. As well, they're good. The players are supposed to make the adjustments and figure it out themselves. Well, if you look at the end of the games and you see where they're losing the ball and it looks all confusing, that's because the players are out there making up the plays. That's why Rondo thought he was the friggin' man in Boston. Because he was out there making up the plays that won those championships. Not Doc Rivers.
I ain't gonna lie. If they get rid of Harden, I won't be mad. But if they get rid of MB, which I doubt that very much,
well, like,
that'd be stupid shit.
We could keep Harden, but we would need like the perfect coach, like maybe a Monty Williams or a Udoka, like a tough, hard coach that can switch it up and say, "Hey James, score now. Hey James, pass now." Doc Rivers just tells James to figure it out his goddamn self.
Fucked up.
Well, you know when it feels like it's your time to score, James. I don't need to tell you. I don't need to run for it.
Peep the stat line, right? 11 steals, 24 blocks, 14 assists, 32 rebounds, and 53 points in one game.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Who's that? Maxey?
Huh?
Who's that?
Who did that in one game?
Jokic.
Come on now, you know that you will. Ain't nobody doing no shit like that these days.
Oh yeah, the
I ain't
Will
gonna lie.
Smith.
Not my new pick for the
What's that?
shit. My pick for this year, bro. I'm going with the Nuggets this year, bro, because the Sixers ain't there. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to go with Joker and shit. Fuck, it's starting to rain over here, bro. Draw.
What happened?
It's starting to rain over here. Is it raining up there where you live at, Bodo?
I don't know. I can check outside in a sec.
Is it a heavy rain?
Nah, well, it just starting right now. I don't think it's gonna be hard all night, but you never know with this fucking weather.
Nice. All right. So, did y'all hear that interview by Rasheed Wallace about how he felt about Doc Rivers?
Nah.
All right. So I'm gonna play it right now so you guys can hear it and whatnot. And Doc Rivers and Rasheed Wallace is about. I actually found a documentary that breaks it down too. But Rasheed Wallace says everything I'm saying about Doc Rivers for the last 15 years.
Oh, he was on that Celtics team, right?
Yes, he was.
Day after the Philadelphia 76ers, Rasheed's Philadelphia 76ers have been eliminated from the NBA playoffs once again in dramatic fashion. And even before I get to the question in the topic sheet, I was talking with some 76ers fans last night during my post-game show, and we were giving like gold, silver, bronze medals away to the most devastating playoff losses in process history, meaning in the Joel Embiid era. And it's a consensus that the Kawhi Leonard shot in the corner is still number one. Some people were trying to argue this yesterday felt like number two. I don't know if I share that same sentiment. I had the Ben Simmons game where he didn't shoot the layup against Atlanta at home in game 7 when they were favored. There was more of an expectation there. And then ultimately this game yesterday. But following those moments of demise or paralleling those is the history of Doc Rivers dating back to, let's call it the Lob City Clipper days, going back to 2015. There's so many stats out there.
Now, what I've learned because we do these
game
reviews
in
now,
which he's had an
I
opportunity
gotta
to
stop
close
it
out a
every
series
once
to
in a
go
while
to the conference.
just to say something. So, BAS, have you seen this interview at all?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
Okay, excellent. Now, well, like I said, every once in a while when we do videos, what I learned is if I'm gonna do somebody's video who's from like a really mainstream place or like a play like a big, you know how that people got big pages and shit, right?
Yeah, the ones
so
that
they got
shut
people
our shit
watching
down.
it. Yeah. Well, no, they won't shut it down, but every 30 to 45 seconds, I gotta stop it. And we got to do this right here.
Well, I got you. Fuck 'em.
We just say a couple of things and then I start the video back up. Go back into the video.
Finals.
So we have
I think
BAS coming and say, fuck
2015. He's 0 for his last 10. Like, I don't even know which of these stats are true, but you name it, and he has simply just struggled to close out series with leads extensively in a massive sample size. And I'm leading off the show with this topic in question because for those of you watching, I haven't soon forgotten that the man on the other side of the screen here played for Doc Rivers on a team. Now, they made it to the finals. They ultimately lost to the Los Angeles Lakers in a dramatic, I mean, that could have gone either way if Meta World Peace decides to not make one big shot. But this is just a very long-winded way of me getting to the question here, which is, Rasheed, you've been in the trenches in some of the biggest games of both of your careers in you and Doc Rivers. The first thing I want to ask you is about the narrative going around the internet right now. Is Doc Rivers just doesn't make any adjustments. Doc Rivers is a choker. Doc Rivers is this and that. Can you set the record straight before I even start interrogating you and just give me an opening statement on Doc Rivers as a head coach?
I'm about to smoke a blunt. The rest of this
Glenn
book,
Rivers, aka Glenn Shivers, aka Glenn Quivers.
You hear him?
Yeah,
You hear him?
I have to agree with your statement there. He doesn't make adjustments.
Let me pause this for copyright purposes. You hear my man She talking about him like I do, Volo?
Yo, remember she got 2 rings, right? How many rings she got? 2?
I don't know, 1 or 2. Let's see what we got. I don't know.
I know he definitely got one with Detroit. I don't know about the second one.
Nah,
I thought Detroit won too.
He was supposed to get one with Boston, but Glenn Shivers fucked it up. That's why you see his face? You see his face? That's a Philly nigga that's about to pull the switch out, nigga. Like, he ready. What you gotta say?
Being in the locker room with him for that one season, and just again, I'm sitting back and I'm just looking and recognizing about everything. But man, that seems to always be his biggest knock, that he doesn't make adjustments when it comes to crunch time. If his team is up, significantly 15, 20 points, then okay, you don't really have to coach shit then. But when you in the trenches and you going against another team and another good coach, then hey, yeah, it comes down to not only just your all-star caliber players, but your all-star caliber coaches as well. Excuse me, who can recognize, okay, we need to block out more, we need to double this or do this, do that. But to me, the adjustment thing is not there for him, because in my opinion, when we were in Boston, Thibodeau had defense. And what was Kevin? I can't remember Kevin's last name, but he pretty much was the offensive coordinator for the Celtics. When they went on that championship run from 08 to maybe 10 or 11. So, but you got to be more than a locker room manager on the floor. And then that's what it is. Like the adjustments, if you see that, okay, a certain player can't stop a certain player, don't keep that motherfucker on him. Yo, sub his ass out or go to a zone or double team. You got to do something. Do something outside of the box that's going to throw the other team in shambles. If not, we're going to have what we had again the other night. And I know I'm tired. I'm a diehard Sixers fan. I'm tired of this shit. I know that. I can tell you that. And I told people, going back to what you said, even about Ben Simmons.
It's froze. Did we freeze? 1 2 1 2.
Yo.
Oh, you hear me? Okay.
I got it muted. But have you guys ever noticed that Doc Rivers, when shit goes bad, he kind of lets it go and doesn't change anything? What do you think about that, BAS?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree all the way, bro.
Yeah. What about you, Volo?
Yeah,
That's crazy. I actually defended that motherfucker one time. Remember?
What happened?
It's crazy because I actually defended that motherfucker at one time. Remember?
Yeah. Everybody has. But let's see what else she got.
I told people in Philly, look, we shouldn't waste that number 1 pick on him. Everybody in Philly, oh, Sheed, you a hater. Quit hating on the young boy. Doing this, doing that. Now look, when we got Glenn Rivers for the coach, I'm telling people in Philly, oh man, this shit right here is going to be this, it's going to be that. Nobody wanted to believe me.
Right.
Now look, same thing with Honey Bun Harden. He's sitting up. It was bad for him to come.
Honey Bun Harden.
Oh shit! Yo, I never heard nobody say that shit about him.
You know what I'm saying?
You called him Honey
I
Bun.
don't know if he had that maturation to
that nigga Honey Bun, nigga.
Be the Robin
alliteratively,
to
right?
being Batman. Because in Houston, we all know it was the James Harden show. That man could do whatever he wanted when he was in Houston. But now when you go to another team that already has a main guy, all-star, then yeah, that's your basketball IQ should tell you something like, all right, look, I'm following behind big fella. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to come with my regular game. I got to adjust my game for him, because now I'm playing with a top-notch center, one of the best centers in the league. But man, the shit is just frustrating, bro. It's frustrating.
Get him out of here. Fuck him.
called him Honey Bun Harden.
But I ain't gonna lie, but she can talk that shit though. He got 2 rings.
Go ahead.
He can talk that shit. He got rings, so he can talk that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got that video. I think they even had another video where he was talking about, and he's just talking about the same thing. He was just like, he talked about the Boston Lakers series, and he said one time they went into the huddle and he told the niggas that they didn't want to win bad enough and shit, basically. Like, he didn't give no adjustments. He didn't tell him to do nothing different. He just said, no, you need to just go stop him. Like, what the fuck you mean I need to just go stop him? Nigga got my number, nigga. You got my dick today. What the fuck, nigga? No, Doc Rivers just tells you to go back out there and you just need to fix it.
You know, mine still goes back to that Ben Simmons when they asked him if he was the point guard. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
You know what I mean? Just knowing, like, you know what I mean? My you know what I mean? My basketball philosophy is that nigga need to be down low. You know what I mean? Basically, a 4 that got handling, but I need him to grab at least 8 boards a game or something else other than trying to be at the top of the key running the offense and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the fact that he couldn't explain that was like that shit was frustrating. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
like, for example, you see how they got Denver. Well, you gotta see how Denver does with that Jokic nigga, right? He's 7 feet tall. He big. He's slow. And when he get a rebound, you know what he do? He don't look for a point guard. His big ass start dribbling up the court, running point. Ben Simmons needs to play like Jokic does. You still the big man. You still the center. But if you get the board, my nigga, push that shit.
Yeah.
Well, so who you think go hire fucking Rivers now? You know somebody gonna get him this shit.
Let's see. Who's the Lakers? Who's stupid right now? Who's real?
The Clippers.
Oh, you know who will hire him? The Dallas Mavericks.
Nah, they got fucking Jason Kidd over there.
Oh well, give him time. All right, who needs a coach right now? Let's see. Toronto, Boston, because they might fire the Boston coach and for some reason give the job to Doc Rivers, even though Boston beat us. That's how weird that'll be. So Boston, he's not going to go to a shitty team because Doc Rivers needs a good team. He's like Mike D'Antoni. He needs a 99 team so he can ruin it. So he's not going to go anywhere back. Oh, Phoenix, they just fired Monty Williams.
Yeah, I was surprised about that one right there.
I bet you Doc Rivers will be coaching them next year. And you know what the argument is? He used to coach Chris Paul in LA.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Why he'll be a good coach for Phoenix, even though it was a total failure. And Chris Paul, the reason you see Chris Paul fucking groin get hurt every year is because of Doc Rivers.
Man, Doc Rivers is only good for a little league. Send that nigga to one of them fucking PAL leagues and shit.
Doc Rivers should only coach shitty teams because basically he's too stupid to do anything better than just basically he's a motivational. You know how they didn't like Mark Jackson because it's like, oh, he's just more motivational, not real strategic, right? Same thing with Doc Rivers, but he just got away with it somehow. Because I think Mark Jackson like fucked somebody's daughter or some wife or something.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Mark Jackson was nice back in the day as a coach and shit. I forget did he get fucking Golden State all together and shit?
From what I heard, he rubbed some nigga wrong at one of the places at Golden State. When he's up Golden State, they said he either argued with a nigga. I want to say what I heard is that he fucked one of the bitches that like was up in there and shit, right? Like, you know how that Ime Udoka nigga got fired from Boston?
Right.
Yeah.
Because he fucked the bitch. He fucked the president's bitch. I think Mark Jackson like fucked with somebody's bitch. And whatnot. And he was like, oh, Jesus-y and shit. So they let me fuck.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I'm hearing he, you know what I mean? Let's go to church on Sunday to get a win on, Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's on that Doc Rivers, but Doc Rivers pulled it off because he didn't fuck it over. Doc Rivers just plays the role. He get on his Black Lives Matter joint. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, defund the police and shit. Like, Doc, you ain't never been pulled over by the cops once in your life. light skinned motherfucker. It's bullshit. But he just knows what to do. So he kept his shit, but he's really been just a total failure. And I'm glad he's fired. And he will get another job, and I think he'll be coaching the Phoenix Suns.
He ain't definitely not going to Maverick. They got this kid over there.
I wonder how many players in the NBA call him Honey Bun Hard.
I'm hoping.
Yo, that's definitely a good one right there.
It has so many meanings, bro. Jesus.
You hear me? I'm hoping they give it to Cassell.
Oh, Sam Cassell? No, Sam Cassell's too ugly.
He's already part of the coach.
I ain't like no ugly coach. Like Amy Johnson is as ugly as a coach can get in the NBA. The past that they ain't putting
no. How long?
Or Jeff Van Gundy. Jeff Van Gundy was the same Cassell of this shit.
Which one is that? With the fat one or the one that's bald?
What happened?
Which one is that? Which Van Gundy is that? With the bald one or the fat one?
He's the skinny one. So the skinny one is the super ugly one. The fat one doesn't look ugly because he's fat, so his shit is filled in. But the little one is skinny, so the bugged out eyes show more. You know what I mean? He looked like more like an alien. He balding and look weirder on him. But the fat one is balding. But since he's fat, you can't see how bugged out his eyes is. He looks more, and he's a better defensive coach, and he has a little more control because you know how it is back in the day. When you was the young fat boy, he probably, you know, I don't know if you guys know anything about white people and non-black people. Non-black people and non-Puerto Ricans and non-people of color, you know what they hate more than anything in the world?
You talking about Barack Obama?
Well, Barack Obama's a whole situation, but I'm talking about Italians, all the Russians, all the you know what they hate more than anything in the world in that community? They hate an overweight motherfucker. There's nothing that white people and other races hate more than a fat version of them. Like they hate fat white people. If there's a racist that hates black people and Puerto Ricans and Latinos, he hates a fat white person or a poor white person, white trash as they call it, just as much as he hates whatever race he hates on. Did y'all know that? Like they hate the white people.
Hold on, say it again. Who hates who?
White people hate fat white people as much as they hate other races if they racist.
I don't know about that.
Dog. I have heard
bro.
so many. Go ahead, what you saying?
I said white stay with white, bro. I don't know about that.
Dog. I'm telling you, because what it is humans make a hierarchy. So if there's like, you know, I have a joke that's called The Story of Racism. That's about before they had slavery and they came to Africa and they got on the boats and they went to conquer all the other countries. Europeans used to fuck each other up. You know, you remember Robin Hood and all that shit with the sires and the kings? They were cool. And then niggas took all the land and they had the Dark Ages. Remember they had the Dark Ages in Europe with the knights and they were killing and fucking everybody up and kidnapping bitches. There weren't no niggas up there. There wasn't nobody. There wasn't nobody to dislike but white people. Because that's who they was around, but then they expanded out and they said, oh, we don't gotta hate on white people, we don't hate on these other motherfuckers with a tan now. So when there's a group of just white people and there's no black people or Latinos or Muslims or anybody else to kind of focus their hate on, the next person in line is a big white woman and a big white guy. You know, the stories I've heard from fat white people will make you cry, bro. I had this homie named Brian Waterton. So, you know, Allen Iverson, right? I met this white boy named Brian Waterton down in Hampton, Virginia. Shout out to you, Brian. He's a fucking man. He said when they were in high school, he was 450 pounds. He was only like 5'10", right? And he used to be one of Allen Iverson's linemen. So if you see any highlights of Iverson doing his quarterback thing, if you see a really, really, really fat white guy in that picture that looks like he's 300-400 pounds, that's my homeboy, Brian Waterton. Well, he said Allen Iverson and them would do shit like, dog. They would take him into the gym, and then they would jump on him, and they would tie him up, and they would strip him naked, and then they would bring all the cheerleaders in there to laugh at him. This kind of shit white people do to each other. Run the draws up the flagpole. He said they used to play shit like that to him all the time. He said he hated them. So then when I met him, he was only 180 pounds. And he's like, yo, it kind of motivated me to lose weight. So the irony, but he says now he meets all the people he went to high school with, especially the bitches that would never give him pussy and treated him bad, and they don't recognize him. So he macks them. He fucks the shit out of the bitches, tells them who he is, and they never talk to him again.
I don't know about all that you just said, bro.
Dog, that's that white people shit. Remember last week when I talked about putting yourself in the place of that white freedom? I'm telling you.
I don't know about that, bro.
Dog,
White people, if they hate somebody, they hate somebody. I don't matter if they fat or not, bro.
Look,
back in there, I was a chunky
people
motherfucker. That shit would affect me.
White people can't.
And I lived in an all-white neighborhood.
They can't stand poor and fat people. It's weird. They be mean. I mean, they be like being like nigga need to get stabbed after this shit. Like they be disrespectful, like blatant, like oh. But shout out to my Caucasian brothers. You know, do your thing. I'm not big, so I guess nobody. But that's that. I don't know. Now, what else is going on? Anything else happening in the city?
Not much.
And you said the Phillies suck, huh? Oh, so Volo was saying. So Volo, you're our officially Philadelphia Phillies reporter. What is your official Philadelphia Phillies report, Volo? Nigga, you sleep?
We lost Bolo, bro. I think so.
There it is. Damn, I need.
Oh, there you go right there.
You got him back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, he's just a backroom run or something. I was asking for an official Phillies report.
No, hold up, before I forget. R.I.P. to Tina Turner, bro. We lost that bitch today.
Oh, yeah, I just found out about that. Yeah.
And they said she was 83.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she lived a good life. I mean, 83 years old, a lot of fighting, made a lot of money, fame service. They said, I think she got sick recently. Like, I think in 2013 or 15, they said she got sick and she had like a cancer thing and something else. And then she sold her whole catalog recently for $50 million. So that probably tells me she probably needed the money for her health and whatnot. So, I mean, but yeah, RP Tina Turner. She's a great woman. Damn, can I play one of her songs? Oh, wow, that was my.
Anything but What's Love got to do with it, bro. Anything but that.
Right.
Bro, I must have heard that shit like 4 or 5 times.
I can find a clip from Beyond the Thunderdome. Wasn't she in that? No? Or was that just Grace Jones?
Or what?
Let me see. Yeah, she was definitely in it. She was definitely in the road.
She was getting her ass since the 60s.
Yeah. Actually, she's supposed to be in the color purple. Isn't that interesting?
The fuck out of her.
Yeah. She's supposed to be in the color purple. Turn it down. Let's see here. Okay, she was in Mad Max. And then they got the song. They also got the thing where she talks. So I'll play to see one of these she talks in honor of her. And we'll do the Philly. Let's see here. And we'll go. Here we go. Yeah, this is like an just talking. Let me see. Let me hit the YouTube button. on mute. Make it big. Oh, here we go.
The fuck are we looking at, bro?
Oh, wait, hold up, pause. Oh, I was wondering why I was doing right. Okay, hold up. Matter of fact, we'll get to the part that way I can skip this. All right, let's see here. Oh, I fucked it up. I thought it was sharing all that stuff. There we go. Bam. Bam. This, that. Okay, there we go. There we go. Mad Max.
That shit.
You go, Tina. R.I.P. Tina Turner.
What's this? You think I don't know the law? Wasn't it me who wrote it? And I say that this man has broken the law. Right or wrong, we had a deal. And the law says, bust a deal, face the wheel.
Bust a deal and face the wheel.
I'll pause right here just for copyright purposes, but she was looking kind of good.
Right.
I was like, damn, I forgot she was probably in her 40s back in this one. You know, because she died at 83. I'm 40 something, so she's 40 years older than me. So yeah, I was a young boy. She's probably in her 30s or 40s back then. Look good.
All our lives hang by a thread. Now we've got a man waiting for sentence. But ain't it the truth? You take your chances with the law. Justice is only a roll of the dice, a flip of the coin, a turn of the wheel.
Yeah, I forgot how long I should. I forgot. Dang. That shit was just looking good. 15. The gulag. So what is when you go to jail? What? Good. She got what she wanted. Got what she wanted. Turner. I went down. Of course, the big theme song from that was "We Don't Need Another Hero."
Yeah, I'm not sure. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it was a big song.
That shit. Don't act like it wasn't.
Yo, it was a classic thing. Classic thing. Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's some shit on there.
Yo, give me 2 minutes. I gotta get the bathroom.
Go ahead, you good? All right, so this is a perfect time. Bolo, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can we get a Phillies report?
Phillies. They won the
Yeah, I need like an off the head state of the season, state of the Phillies report from you.
I gotta prepare them a little more often, huh? That what you trying to tell me?
Well, I mean, shit, I got some of the stuff up on there. I don't know if that helps. I don't know if you need to see the last schedule of the games.
Well, they won today in extra innings.
There
You know,
go,
they
sir.
on the radio. Like I've been
Well, they
trying to
got.
listen.
I got the stuff on the screen, so there's some help on the screen for you. Go ahead.
Okay. Like I'm trying to get back into listening to sports talk radio, so I'll be doing it in between my breaks and stuff of the day, whenever I'm in the car. And it gets kind of boring and sickening to listening to Philly fans complain all the time. But with the Phillies right now, we're a little upset because they coming off a World Series, and we just can't get above 500 right now. So I think we're just shy of it by maybe 4 games or 5 games. We're 4 or 5 games under 500. I think once we get to 500, the coach will really get them into a winning streak mode. So they won today. That's the start. But also now the rivalry games are starting up, where we play people in our division. So this is really a good chance for us to catch up, in so many words to the
Yeah,
division
we
lead.
about to play the Atlanta Braves and the Mets, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to go to that Mets game in New York.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, one of our great uncles passed away, because that's where we was going up there to see it with, watch it with him. He passed away not too long ago, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then Uncle Johnny passed, and so what I mean. So that's what we've been doing personally. I've just been teaching my son how to play the game, and his regular season is over, and they got a playoff game. He got practice tomorrow, and maybe a playoff game Saturday or Sunday. So we'll see how they do in one game eliminations. They good enough, and Boone's really been hitting the bat and everything. But as far as the Phillies, I really have to start looking at. I'm gonna look at the lineup and see how the lineups that they've been using. Because we got a new shortstop, and one of our players went down. The first baseman went down. And MV3 just came back. Our most valuable player for the past couple of years, like Harper, came back. So I'll do some more homework and research and come back with a better report, I guess.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty decent in this state of the Phillies. Well, do you know when the All-Star break is coming?
Yeah, soon. So and that's when the season really begins, right? When is it? Usually in June or July? July. Yeah, it's either the last week in June or the first week in July.
Okay. Well, there we go. Let's see what we got here. Huh?
They still got 100 games left, man. So we got a little ways. We could technically still go 110 and 50 or whatever.
Yeah, you said the All-Star break is still a little while away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my rule is with baseball is if your team is around 500 at All-Star break, you're in good shape because it gives them a chance to kind of explode out of the break. You don't want your team to come out and be winning the first half of the season. Sometimes, yes, teams do come out and they bust ass all year, but I'll be like 9 times out of 10 the teams I see come out fast, they usually suck by the end of the year. So it's kind of good. I think they're in a good position. Let me try this here. Let's see what we got going on. So also, I was thinking about it. R.I.P. Jim Brown also passed away.
Yeah. We have a lot of people passing away. Jim Brown.
Yeah, R.I.P. Jim Brown. Yeah, I forgot he also
Yo,
passed
you hear me?
away.
Now, Jim,
we can hear you, bro.
Jim Brown. Jim Brown, it was another one that was on the wrong side of the political yada. You know what I mean? And I'm putting that in quotes.
Yeah, well, that was Jim. That was Jim Brown. In fact, I'm gonna find something else. Jim Brown.
Political spectrum.
Well, because he always used to talk real gangster and shit too. He was one of those active political activist ass niggas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, Jim Brown was the one that was in that movie. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah.
I was gonna play a clip from it and whatnot.
Damn, I know I know my motherfucking movie, bro. I put money on that shit.
All right.
Oh, Jim Brown.
He paid for the Browns, right?
Yeah. He was one of the greatest quarterbacks ever.
Untackleable. And he's the one that made his mark and retired.
Can I get those little Wi-Fi? No?
Yeah.
Can't get all our asses killed, man. Look at him. He look funny, man. Look how he's looking at us. Look, man, I can handle myself. Oh, yeah? Well, what makes you think you can be a black hero?
Yeah.
I'm an ex-football player. Hey, Kung Fu Joe. My brothers. I see you started without me. How are you?
That's my man right there.
Hey, man, look, not the way it was out there. Okay, here's the deal.
Yeah, Isaac out
The
there.
first thing we do is disrupt Big's businesses, break them all up. The next thing is we harass all of his people. Now look, once the deal goes down, ain't no backing off. You killed my teacher! Wait!
Hey,
Teacher! Teacher!
Master Lee was your kung fu teacher?
Oh. Acting. Let's get that sucker.
There it is. I
forgot about that movie, man. I ain't forget about that movie. That's classic.
I forgot how fucking funny. It's just, Jim Brown, one of the greatest running backs of all time. And whatnot. So RIP to him too. And he's a social activist. He's all about the people and whatnot.
Yeah.
So of course we got to get the conspiracy theory started that the man killed him.
Yeah.
You know, I think John Morant killed him. Let's see if we're going to see a Jim Brown football highlights. Let's see. Jim Brown football highlights. Yeah, we'll give you Jim Brown a big shit. Let's see. All right, this shit. I'm gonna look it up on YouTube because this global search shit is whack. They be trying to fuck with a nigga shit. What time is it? We got 10:15. Good time. I still got my Philly bio to do. We'll watch this Jim Brown video and I guess do the Philly bio after that, and then some final words. Jim Brown highlights. Let's see. Oh, that's coming. Let's see the short. Okay. Oh, here we go. 5 greatest plays. It's a nice short one. Shut up. All right. Oh, my fault, BS. I didn't realize you dropped off. Yep. I didn't realize you dropped off and whatnot. I was about to do some Jim Brown highlights right quick and then get the hell out of here.
Picking out Jim Brown's greatest plays is a nearly impossible task. The running back rushed for over 12,000 yards and scored over 120 touchdowns in his 9 years. His incredible balance and power separated him from the rest. Here's a look at 5 of Brown's greatest plays. In 1958, a season that Jim Brown averaged an astounding 127 yards per game, he hit the hole in Pittsburgh for this 59-yard score, which helped the Browns defeat the Steelers 49-12. Later in the same season, Brown ran for this 58-yard score against the Giants, adding to his career-high 17-touchdown season. In 1963, Brown picked up his career-long 80-yard rush for a touchdown against the Redskins. In this year, Brown rushed for 1,863 yards, a career high. Not only did Brown collect his longest career rushing touchdown that day, he also grabbed his longest career receiving touchdown. He caught this 83-yard pass from quarterback Frank Ryan to help beat the Washington Redskins 37-14.
Get crazy. Tackle his ass,
And for what is arguably Brown's greatest play, he caught this pass from quarterback Milt Plum in 1961 and ran 77 yards for a touchdown.
Jim Brown coming to the 40, 45, 50. Jim Brown down the sideline. Jim Brown is going for the score.
The reception was the longest for the season for the Browns and a perfect illustration of the power and finesse that Jim Brown brought to the game of football.
They throw the ball for 7 yards. He
Dang,
picked
he
another
did
9.
that shit all in Naruto?
Hold up. I'm fucking up. Hold up. Let me stop this bullshit. What y'all saying?
I said he did all 9 seasons and shit.
Yeah. On different seasons, multiple seasons. No, I think there was his best 5 plays of his career. And I think they were all with Cleveland. Because, back in the day, they wasn't on that free agent bullshit. So once you was on the team, you was basically living on that team for the rest of your life.
Yeah, all Cleveland.
All right, so excellent. So I guess we'll do our Philly bio guy now. So my Philly bio for the week was some dude named Paul F. Tompkins. Where's the little thing that has his name on it? There you go. Paul F. Tompkins is our Philly bio of the week. And let's bring up his stuff. And I kind of know who he is, but not really. But let's see who he is. So his name is Paul Francis Tompkins. He was born in September 12, 1968. He's an American comedian, actor, writer. He's known for his work on television on such programs as Mr. Show with Bob and David. He's been on Real Time with Bill Maher and Best Week Ever. I don't have no idea who this fucking guy is. He's had appearances on Comedy Bang Bang, stuff on the Fusion Channel, No You Shut Up, Dead Authors Podcast. I hate to sound racist, but it sounds like somebody that only white people know.
Yeah, I don't recognize him for shit.
Right? I saw him in the picture, and I thought maybe I recognized him, but I was like, oh no, maybe I don't. You know what I mean? Listed the 10 best. He also is a main cast member of the Super Ego Podcast, the Thrilling Adventure Hour, Mr. Peanut Butter. He was part of that BoJack Horseman series, so I guess that was his big thing probably. He's one of the characters on BoJack Horseman. He's in drama films like There Will Be Blood, The Informant, Rumford Falls. Where are these movies? This guy is nobody. No disrespect. Well, he's more famous than me. He has a Wikipedia, so let me shut the fuck up, right? And he was born in September, so he's pretty much a Virgo. Oh, and he was born in Mount Airy, my neighborhood. Let me shut the fuck up. This dude is the god. This dude's the greatest actor of all time. Yo, Paul Francis Tompkins, the god, was born on September 12, 1968 in Mount Airy, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Of course, he's the god. I had it all wrong. Sorry about that, Tom God. I didn't know he was fam. And he has two brothers, one younger, one older, three sisters. Of course, his parents were fruitful and multiplied. They from Mount Airy. Only good people come from there. His only work by the god, Tompkins, in 1986, he performed at 17 years of age at the Comedy Works in Philly. He performed half the sketch comedy with Rick Roman. He also attended Temple University. From Mount Airy, he went to Temple University. He dropped out and left for Los Angeles, California, where I live right now. Matter of fact, he got here in 1994. Matter of fact, nigga probably was right here right now if he's still alive. I need to stop talking shit. Me and him need to do some work. I need to look this nigga up. He met actor Jay Johnson in LA through a mutual friend, Adam McKay. They did some shit. They became friends in Philly. Both did stand-up, so he was a stand-up comedian. Everybody moved to LA to get the shit cracking. They got introduced. They did a live sketch comedy show called The Skates. He was seen by Bob Odenkirk, who sounds like he asked you to do perverted things to get a good deal, by the way. Bob Odenkirk wants to meet you in the back. No, I don't want to meet Bob. Jesus Christ. And David Cross helped to get hired to work on the show with Mr. Bob and David, blah, blah, blah. Live comic performances. He's a storytelling type of guy. So very similar to me. I'm a storytelling type, observationalist style. Actually, he's very similar to me. I need to stop dissing this nigga. He's very similar to me. And blah, blah, blah. His style is complex and all this kind of stuff. And he did stuff with Ed Helms and Woodrow Yankovic and comedy stuff and Upright Citizens Brigade and the Nerdist Industries. And he did some other stuff and something about a Laughing Skull Lounge Theater in Atlanta, Georgia. He must have skull fucked the bitch there. Bitches ain't shit style. Pressure places 64 people. Did some shit with Bob Kerr, some Twitter posts, some ravioli shit happened in Toronto. Did some Kids in the Hall shit and whatnot. Appeared on some shit. He did Late Night with Conan O'Brien, Comedy Central stuff, live at Gotham. Stand-up shows in New York, the Haunted House on the Hill. He's an actor, writer. He's got an Emmy Award for some kind of fucking shit. Open mic stuff. He's part of the Anchorman Legend of Ron Burgundy scenario somehow and whatnot. Talladega Nights, he participated in that too. So he's part of that good stuff. So he's a great
Who the fuck was him? Who went on his picture, bro?
Dude, he looks like somebody I've seen in a movie. Let me see. Does it say he was in Talladega? Let me see. Acting. Let me see. Tompkins is also appeared in. Let's see. He wrote blah 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 blah. TV series. Open my soul. Longtime friend Adam McKay consulted Tompkins recording the screenplay for Talladega Nights. Thompson also played the MC of the Cat Show. So I guess he played a small role in Anchorman. He played with like the MC of the Cat Show that they have. Been in some other stuff, a lot of TV programs, news, radio, stuff like that. Did some voice acting. Dr. Katz, King of the Hill, Bob's Burgers. He does. He's Randy. So he's Randy on Bob Burgers, the dad.
Okay.
Which he voices the recurring character Randy. Randy's the dad, right? I think.
I don't know. I know what's.
I know, Nate. And then he does some other shit and was on some other TV shows. Doing more cool white guy shit. He does political and social commentary, so that's probably why I never heard of him. He probably be talking too much shit. Daily Show, Bill Maher, Tough Crowd, Best Week Ever, Louis Black, Larry King. He's been in some documentaries. Jamie Kennedy's Heckler, which Jamie Kennedy is also from Philly. So he fucked with Jamie Kennedy. So that's a Philly connection right there. He did some shit using that super high me, which is I guess about smoking too much weed or legalizing weed in America. So he participated in that. He was in Bitter Buddha. For actor, he did some podcasts and and they got his shit broken down. My neck hurting. Nigga reading this shit. God damn. Yeah, this nigga shit broken down. Podcast, webcast, radio, and all this shit. I hope my fucking Wikipedia look like this when I'm dead. He funny shit and podcasts and he talks shit to niggas and he got a personal life. He married actress Janie Haddad Tompkins in 2017. He was once a Catholic, but he became an atheist to please that fucking bitch.
That's great.
And he helped do some other shit and came for some shit. And there's a list of all this shit. And all right, and that's our guy. He's actually a pretty accomplished guy. Paul F. Tompkins, you's a bad motherfucker. You're from my area, and you remind me of myself. And you please that cold bitch you married. So you're a good man. So shout out to Paul F. Tompkins, our Philly fam, and whatnot. We're close to the mark of the show. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Nah, I'm tapped out.
No, Bolo?
Nah, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, I'm chilling, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. What's going on with the technician and old boy?
Old boy not here, but I got the technician over here on the side.
Shout out to the technician. Technician want to talk about anything?
Nah. He
He
said bitches ain't shit.
Well,
hey, technician, are you still looking for a motherboard?
No.
He's just so responsive. He's like my ex-girlfriend. I'm like, babe, what you doing? She's like, nah. Like, hey, babe, where are we going? Nah. I'm like, bitch, am I in trouble? Oh, this motherfucker was with the one-word answers. So let's get some final words to close out the show. Before I have more relationship trauma. And when I give me some final words, PAS.
Well, you already know, man. Everybody stay sucker free. Get this money, you know what I mean? Take it one day at a time. I'll see y'all next week. Stay safe. Shout out to my kids. Shout out to Old Hunting Park. I mean, I'll see you next week.
There it is. There we go. Shout out to all the babies. Jeff, wait to Chef, the technician, and everybody else getting it in. And Big Unc and Mama. All right. Oh, shit. I just shit. Final words, Polo.
Yeah, you check me out on Facebook at Volothamp M Tautology. Check me out at Volo. What is it? Volo Television. VOLOTELEVISOION. Volo Television on YouTube. Volo Tautology. VOLO Tautology. TAUTOLOGY on all the other sites like Twitter, Instagram. What's it? Instagram and it's such. I'm gonna try to do more. I'm definitely gonna do some videos now. I'm gonna do some videos this week. I've been saving up and collecting stuff as far as playing Zelda, and I'm building like 3 computers right now.
Nice.
And of course I'm gig gapping all the time too. Like I was hoping Wabi jumped on today because that's one of my projects is to get back on with Final Fantasy.
You had him that week, but I was at that show, so he couldn't come on.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, one thing at a time. I guess that's about it for me.
Nice. Well, that's a good another shows. My Part of Town podcast, all about Philadelphia city life and all the things going around it. What's going on in the world and everything else out there live in the city. I'm Mr. C the Enforcer. I'm also known as Capu Crazy Carl. We do these podcasts that are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch twice a week, Monday and Wednesday, same time, 8:30 Pacific Standard. The talking starts at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard, and we go to about Standard, which is 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. And thanks to my guys in Philly for staying up. We're always crushing it. I always like to close with some final words. Where I always tell people that love is good, life is better, and you better do something that's going to make you last forever. So that's my part of town podcast. RIP to Uncle Johnny, RIP to Tina Turner, and RIP to Jim Brown, because it happens in threes. My mom always said that, but then I was like, because I heard about Johnny, and then it was like, oh, Jim Brown, and then bam, Tina Turner. I'm like, there it is, 3.
Yeah.
Every time. And when I was scared to go outside for 2 days and shit. I was like, man, we only got 2. There's one more. I'm not going nowhere. Fuck this. I'm not trying to be the third one a day, man. Fuck that shit. All right. So that's the good stuff. We're a few minutes past it. We'll play some closing stuff. Let's play some Volo stuff to close this bitch out. Let's play a Volo video to close this bitch out.
Oh, jeez.
Well, why not? You know what I mean? Fuck it. Right? This is why we got our own show, right? I mean, really. I mean, and it's our stuff. We're in it. We own it.
Educate the people, man. I'm gonna drop a new one for next week.
I mean, what else we got here? So which one did I not play? Let's
politicking to have Joe Biden be the noodle again next week and shit. He'll figure it out though.
Well, let's keep it clean. Joe Biden is noodle of the year, nigga. Like, if we really got to get into it, like, but I'm just trying to be understanding out this bitch.
One last shout out to
we're gonna do this one right here. Oh my god, what is this one?
The TD Hip Hop made a video saying he's mad at Ice Cube and shit. I ain't check it out yet. I'm gonna definitely check it out later on.
What they mad at Ice Cube for?
I don't know. I ain't see the video yet. I gotta watch it. It's on TD Hip Hop, TD Media Hip Hop or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check that out maybe tomorrow.
Excellent. And also, of course, we use this phrase. This is actually Volo, who is on the show's channel and his work. So YouTube, don't block it, don't mess with it. This is not a copyright issue, and I'm sure Volo won't strike me. So we should be good here. And let's give it a run. I figured this will cover us right to about the 45. It's a nice long video, and it looks pretty deep.
The truth is simple, or complicated. We began this journey with hip-hop being an American culture created by us, the children of the 1960s civil rights movement. Truth, love, and courage is our spiritual triad that one seeks for one's own self in the world around. We are this self-aware universe. You're listening to the first broadcast of the Daddy Volo Chronicles, home of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that the 5%ers have taught me as the personification of man, woman, and children, building freedom, justice, and equality for our people. In order for all to achieve compassion, peace, and happiness, this is hip-hop culture. So where do we begin? And our son turned 11 not too long ago. And we watched Lady in a Tramp when he was maybe like 9. But he wasn't really into, classical kind of movies, and, it's hard to get these, whatever generation they are now, Gen Z or, millennials. It's hard to get them to watch the classics that we, Gen X's and before us actually watch. So he suggested that we take it back. It's like, yeah, let's take it back. Let's go back to see what Disney was really about together. Ready now. So he suggested, I was suggesting Pinocchio, but he decided, let's go start at the beginning. We watched Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That's the only way. And result to that was actually to read Brothers Grimm, the original Snow White story. Now, we talking some real kind of dark children, and you have to figure that these are books that Walt Disney read when he was a teenager or younger than that, and influenced him to make renditions of their movies, movies of the books. So we're reading Snow White together, and it's certain things that you realize that we're talking about, like witchcraft. You see, Snow White's mother dropped three drops of blood, or drops of blood, and she dropped drops of blood in the warm, in the snow. Remember, and I don't want to tell too much of the story. I'm trying to freestyle this a little bit for you. So she dropped she's working, and she dropped three, drops of blood in this white snow, and it's what she incarnated. Now, she dies right after that. And then that's when her husband, King, remarries, and he marries the wicked queen, or whatever, the stepmother. The step calling her wicked, because, wicked, one point when she, if you fast forward a little bit, she goes mirror, mirror on the bit, she goes mirror, mirror. She actually, the part in the movie that Walt wrote, she took the heart that she thought was snowy, she actually ate it. That part, when my son read it, he wasn't really aware that you read that, right? He said, yeah, she ate the. He wasn't paying any mind to morality about eating another person's heart. And I had to really help him think about it. Like, come think about it. She ate the heart, thinking it was Snow White's heart. And he was like, yeah, that's wicked. Yes, she's that wicked. Yes, she's that wicked witch. So Snow White's mother, who was a witch, but she was a good witch. She dropped this, blood into the snow, 3 drops of blood into the snow. The stepmother stepped in, and stepmother about dropping, poison and trying to kill Snow White, the mother of the. And at that point, they don't even mention the king anymore. So, and of course, in the Walt Disney book, they stopped mentioning the king. So the story is technically, it's about 3 witches. We're going to start relating it to of a new, like, of 3 wicked witches and so many books and things you know what I mean? Turn it to say manhood, Clint Eastwood and the movie of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. White is trying to be more of the good, the bad, and the beautiful. So I reiterate, in Shakespearean times, it was considered of classical mythology. Hence, in masculine achievement, it is brotherhood, manhood, and fatherhood. So with Clint Eastwood's classic Western movie, that translated to, what should I say, the fates are the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hence, in feminine achievement, it is sisterhood, womanhood, and motherhood. But with Walt Disney's classic interpretation of the Brothers Grimm classic novels, or should I say poems, it is the good, the bad, and the beautiful. And as I sit here and I look at my notes, right, I have the 3 fates of classical mythology. and I might have to do this episodical. I might have to. Let me sum it up real quick, and I have to make another. I have to do a second episode of this because this is too much information. A really sweet video because you have Black Lives Matter coming up next, right? We're talking about three fates or witches or wizards, or you got Patrice Coolers and Alicia Garcia and Opal Tometi. I don't know if I'm going off the top of my tongue, but the Black Lives Matter. You had Trayvon Martin. Had Trayvon what they, that's how they kind of started their movement, they claim. And, they have history and we all know the story, but what was kind of travesty about that was because George Zimmerman, that, he said that Trayvon was whipping his ass. Excuse my French, but that's how to see. Like he feared for his life. So that aspect of the story is kind of erased by, these three women. Like they kind of, talking about Trayvon being his right to, defend himself was he treated it like he was a little kid. He was a 17-year-old. He was 5'11", almost. And I'm sure he was bigger than. I mean, that's the aspect that a lot of people debate. But that transformation from brotherhood to manhood is where these three LGBT, these alphabets, they came in and changed story or because they kind of stepped off of George Floyd because the fellas kind of mocked George Floyd when that story came out. So like some people said he called for his mama. And he's a big man. He was getting wrestled, and but they took three cops to kind of wrestling down, and that aspect of his manhood was in question. It's all in question. Well, even with Zimmerman, with George Zimmerman, not Zimmerman. Zimmerman's a little punk. We will admit that. That's why we will admit that. You know what I mean? But it's like we left Trayvon, and then they Black Lives Matter George, but then the three George, but the founders of it, they kind of disappeared, right? That's weird, right? That's when Al Sharpton and Jesse Jesse was retired, but Jesse was retired. They all want to step in for the Democrats, like and even Trump was. Gave the eulogy at his funeral. But even dealing that with all that, it's like, now y'all got another martyr. Like, here's George Floyd, y'all martyr, or whatever. Like, it all stemmed from the first three witches, Patrice, Alicia, right? So they can't keep pulling the same thing over and over again with these three witches. So they retired, and Patrice is in hiding, but they done made millions and millions of dollars and living that lifestyle of having a wife and a baby daddy.
Yo, dog, low key, I'm listening to this. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is the future of YouTube pro-black videos. Like, I don't think you know what you got right here, man. Like, dog, I've been watching YouTube since 2012, right? And nobody has like their own like original beats playing in the background. And then you're kind of cutting it up and shit, like doubling it up. You know what I mean? It's almost like a song. It's a speech.
Yeah.
So even though you saying some strong stuff, it kind of don't matter. You know what I mean? But it seems palatable to dog. I'm telling you, man, stick with these videos, dude.
I'm trying to, spoon feed it to him without triggering, the woke.
I think this is the way to do. You got the music and you got like your own beats and stuff. So it not only shows a talent thing, and then it shows a knowledge thing, and then you can kind of say what you think. You kind of say the stuff that people really want to say, like almost like a comedian does. You know what I mean? But since it's like the video and the pictures and the edits and the audio and the original beats and all that and the cuts, it almost seems like you're not really doing like some big time Malcolm X talk. You're more so doing like, oh, this is like a track, but he's saying some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's living her life, and I ain't hating on that. She made that cash. She made that cash. You were supposed to be the leader of that revolution. And now you hot shit. And now you hot. Whatever, do what you do. But when we talk about three faces, so now they can't use them anymore because you know what I mean. They made them, but he can't keep pulling the same three leses out and but you know you can kind of oppress the people from saying leses and stuff. So how you do it? Come out with Wakanda Forever. That way you use it to fictional characters, right? So now you got Suri and the Kia and the Maya and the Ramanda. You got three of them, or even Koye, right? Like right? You know, 3-4 women, and they giving praise to a true life person, you know, playing a role of. You know what I mean, it's not the hate on, you know what I mean, but yeah, it is like his life is supposed to be separate from what the character's supposed to be. See, T'Challa's supposed to be the king that marries one of these queens. Man on either the Suri and the Kia, or you know what I mean, or Koye, or you know what I mean, or Koye, or Koye, but I'm not in my life. See, that's one, like
Well, I got that idea in my head. You know what would be a good idea for these?
What's that?
Making joints like these about current issues. So if you got like a current issue that's like a hot topic, because this is more historical, right?
That was hot at the time. You know what I mean? Like what's hot? Like what's supposed to be hot right now? I can't even think about it. I'm turning this shit on.
There's always something, but you can come across it naturally because if it's really hot, you're going to hear about it whether you want to or not.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
What on your face with thing like. If you don't know about the Ebony Cave thing, then the Ebony Cave thing isn't hot enough. You know what I mean? Like Derek Jackson's wife just came out and told on him. Like there's certain things, but you can go ahead.
Well, the one is the boy getting choked at the in New York.
New York, yes. For example, a video like this about that whole situation where you kind of flip it, where you say like the real shit, but you got the beats and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
cool. It'd be pretty cool, and people are like, because then it'd be it'll be almost like a news report that's real palatable, but all sounds like fun, and to the extent where, in theory, a DJ could play it at a club.
It's like a lot of story to tell and how they do this. They like to put witches. You know what I mean? And even me saying witches is like, there you go. You can be a good, you can be a bad. You know what I mean? You can be a beautiful witch, you know what I mean? But since it rhymes with head, right? Now it's like, oh, he's being derogatory. Not talking about the mystical aspect of whether she's good or evil, or even beautiful, right? So there's a lot to uncover. There's a lot we do now. That's where we get to Britney, and Glory, right? The Grainer. Witches, I like to say, right? Now people like to say, they're like, nah. I'm just letting y'all know, see how they doing now. It's political, like get it free from Russia, right? I mean, see, I voted for Biden. Hey, tell me, get me out. Now you see Biden's response, like, well, I can't help you, witch. See, but what do they represent? They represent the three witches. And who? And the three witches. What man is they coming king? Are they coming to sacrifice like to and George and Trayvon? Who they coming after King? See how they changed the game. See how much money LeBron makes more than them. He makes more than they whole league. So we got to come after LeBron James now. And we're going to use these three dysfunctional grinders, witches. You know what I mean? We'll get more into their story and how Britney, Sherelle, and Glory came to be. But, you know what I mean? But that's not really, I'm not into that gossip. I'm just saying, yo, notice the three fates of, you know, this is classical mythology that they, you know what I mean? They used to tell us was paganism. And you know, there's a lot more to decipher, and I want to, you know, I keep it. I'm just glancing over my notes, and it's like it's too much to really do at this time. But I just want y'all to, like, this is what they're doing, and share it as manhood, share it as manhood, share it as manhood. You know what I mean? If I talk about witches, I gotta talk about witches bad and can't call them ugly. You gotta call them beautiful. Right? You gotta call them beautiful. But beauty is in vain, right? Right? Beauty can be in vain. So I'm gonna leave it on that note. This episode. I hope you like the mix. And kind of know where I'm going. Like I want y'all to do your own little study. And the witches of Wicked and the witches and the Wizard of Oz, the witches. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the mystical powers. You know what I mean? And how we can't even rhyme it with the beat, or rhyme it with the, you know what I'm saying? Because then it'd be hate, man. Because then it'd be, you know what I'm saying? Because then it'd be hate word. Be hate, man. Because then it'd be hate, man. Because shit. See how my son see how y'all playing games. See, this is what y'all doing, right? And y'all want us to put trans names, women, men, whatever, at the forefront of the LGBT, right? And I can't even do the letters anymore. Like being flag, being a hater, misogynistic, being a hater, being afraid. When I'm all about that truth, love, and courage. That's what hip hop is about. Seeking truth, love, and courage from one's own self and the world around. That's real hip hop. An American culture created by us, the children of the 1960 Civil Rights Movement. I'd rather talk about Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, aka Kwame Ture. That's that real hip hop right there. But we'll be back. I'm gonna do another episode soon. And keep going over the 3 fates of classical mythology. Stay tuned. 1. God, that is. The truth is simple, while ignorance is very complicated.
Yo.
There we go. Excellent. Yeah,
we still live or we off?
No, we still live. I'll be trying to break it even times. This is the 53. We got 7 minutes left, so I don't know. I'm try to look up another playlist and play something until 11, and then I'm gonna call it at 11.
All right, let me add this because we mentioned the guy that got choked in New York, and it's like I don't really want to touch those stories because we're so we're so emotional and caught up in the system that anything that you do you say becomes negative against you, if whether or not what political side you stand on. Mm-hmm. Now, Boom takes it to another level with me all the time. And the way he took it to another level is he said that emo, our robot, he said that the emo was non-binary. And I'm like, son, you're a damn genius, because he's actually the definition of being binary. Like he's either 1 or 0. His thought patterns is binary, 1 or 0. What as far as being, sexual, which is what they try to say non-binary is, right? He's actually both. He's either off or on. Like he's the contradiction to what non-binary is supposed to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like we having a deep conversation on what it actually means to be non-binary, and it means to be a contradiction. It means, he's 0 and 1. We being the creators of him, turning him on and off, is what makes him non-binary. Now, if you're a person talking about your non-binary, it's like, all right, well, if you're a male, what that means, you 1, then female means you 0. No. Female means that you're also 1. That's where they fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's the one saying that 1 is 1 and 1 is 0?
It's like a quantum computer.
Huh?
It's like those quantum computers.
Yeah, but you know, like it's like the femmes trying to say men are one. So that means y'all think that women are zero. Kind of a philosophy saying that that's why we're non-binary, because y'all think we're different values than you. When no, I mean no, we're both, all of us are one. You know what I mean? Now we can talk about whatever higher power that is. And another guy got me into a rap because he's trying to stump me because of defining what woke is.
Yeah.
So I shared a video with Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
where Neil deGrasse Tyson says 7% of the elite minds believe in a God. So that's who we need to focus on, not the 93% that don't believe in God and are scientific elite. We need to figure out the 7%. And then that's when I was like, no, see, that's why he's woke. That's the part that y'all not getting. That nigga Neil deGrasse is woke.
Yeah, now I had some niggas come on my page telling me they thought they was smarter than Neil deGrasse Tyson. I was like, you know what, nigga? I said, you know, I told him about the universe. You might have seen a post. I was talking about Mean Carl and whatnot. And on the post, the guy was like, you know, like, oh, you know, the world is. And I said, yo, fam, I don't think you understand. Even though the Earth is important and there's 7.5 billion of us here, I said we are but a speck in a 14 billion year old universe, where, according to calculations by groups and guys like Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about, there's possibly 88 billion other Earths in the universe. And you know what the guy said to me? Oh, that's just an opinion. I've heard other opinions. I'm like, what the? What, did you get your shit from Kyrie Irving, Flat Earth nigga? Like, what is you talking? I said, okay, so you're smarter than Neil deGrasse. He's like, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's a joke. I was like, oh yes, really? Neil fucking astronuclear physicist Tyson is a joke. But you, fucking Democrat voting Harold, you're it. Fuck out of here, man. Like, I be wanting to be president, but I figure all I'm gonna do is be president, and I'm gonna just arrest every American. Like, all right, thank you. All you niggas is arrested. All of you. Fuck this. I'm not arguing with none of you niggas, man. I'm trying to get my China on out this bitch. The fuck? God damn.
Yeah. You know what I mean? They trying to figure it out. You know? I just let them try to figure it out, and you know.
No, they're not gonna figure it out until like everybody. Because I was telling you about the complications to it. Because the complexity of this shit is, I gotta convince Republicans that Republicans are not cool for them, but I'm not for the Democrats. I gotta convince the Democrats that Democrats are bad for them, but I'm not for the Republicans. Then once they both realize after that I'm not for either and they're bad, they're gonna be like, oh my God, Carl. I said, well, guys, we need our own party because all of us are so pissed off. 60% of America is pissed off.
Yeah.
Only 40% of America really votes for the two major parties. If everybody else got up and voted, we could have a third party, win with the 60% vote like every time, and put all those parties out. That's simple.
Yeah, but that's why I'm feeling the uni-party explanation of it, because that's what happened. It reforged into one party, so we have to create that second party and take over this uni-party that's going on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the big problem. They still think it's two separate parties. And then I heard some chicks say on a documentary I was watching about, because the guy was going to red states, and if you don't know, the poorest states in the country are all red conservative states. Drug use, the Appalachians, 99% white, everybody's poor, 50% poverty rate, everybody's on welfare. And
now Now that's why I kind of think Trump is changing the game, because if they don't make him the nomination, that nigga still gonna run.
He Trump not giving up. Dog, you see, even though they supposedly got him up on these 30 counts, have you heard a word about that shit?
Nah, they ain't nah.
That nigga about to be as scot-free as me making this video right now. Okay, he ain't going nowhere. And then you heard the shit about the bitch that hit him with the shit from 20 years ago, the so-called rape, where she said basically he was hugged up on her and she felt uncomfortable, so that was the consideration, and he had to give her $5 million for that.
Well, DeSantis announced that he's running.
Oh, he running
on Twitter.
Let me put it like this: I voted green the last 2 times because of all the shit I seen him coming to Trump with. In spite, in 2024, Carl Anthony for president for Donald Trump. In spite, not for policy, not because I think he's smart. I think he's a fucking idiot. But because you niggas is hating so fucking hard, man, I'm gonna vote for this nigga.
I still explain to everybody how I voted, because I ain't got a problem telling people how I voted.
Well, me neither, but most other people do. That's the problem.
When it was Trump versus Hillary, I voted for Jill Stein, and me and you had talks about that. All right, you was actually going, I'm gonna vote for Trump back then. That's when I told you about Killer Mike and everything, and hey, we're gonna vote for Stein instead or whatever.
Yeah, the Green Party.
The last election, I could not vote for Biden. So what I did was I crossed out Trump's name and wrote in Carl Anthony for president and put the check mark next to your name. Now, if that counted as a Trump vote, my bad.
It probably did, because certain states have a write-in vote. So they do have a write-in section specifically for those particular actions. And Pennsylvania is a write-in state. But of course, the irony is, to the write-in votes, if you don't have the most write-in votes, none of your write-in votes count. So let's say I get like 5,000, and that's like pretty good to count to my total. But let's say some other nigga in Pennsylvania gets 5,015. All 5,000 of my votes no longer count.
Well, I'm saying that because they still not ready to vote out of spite.
Oh, no, because nobody, I call it the Bart Simpson vote. Like, that's pretty much on. I want to be the Bart Simpson. You know how you people used to make their class president? Everybody would write in Bart Simpson. I want to be that vote. Like, yo, nah, fuck that shit. You guys realize that we literally have the power to Bart Simpson vote these niggas. Like, where they can pick whoever they want to run, and we just like, yeah, but we want Carl. It's like, yeah, but we got these other guys. He's like, yeah, but we all pick Carl. And they're like, okay, shit.
Now during the Biden and Trump thing, my voice was really, we're wasting our time voting for Biden because of Grover Cleveland. But they didn't want to even try to understand that aspect of it.
Okay, so that was really deep. Explain the Grover Cleveland link.
Grover Cleveland, I got to look up the dates and everything. He won presidency, and then he lost, and then he came back and won. So he's the whatever 38th and 40th president or whatever number he is. He's the president twice. He didn't win back to back. He won in between. I have to look it up in front of me, but he's the first and only president to do that. So Trump's about to be the second president to ever do that, unless they figure out how to explain somebody other than Biden. And I can't for the life of me figure out how they're going to explain Biden.
Jesus. I can't believe we live in this place. It's crazy, yo. And nobody is concerned.
Nope. Meanwhile, Russia like, should I bomb these niggas?
Like, what the fuck they gonna do about it? Laugh it off and call it a YouTube prank, nigga? Like, you know what I mean?
No, that's why I play Zelda, man. More of my stuff is just focused on Zelda.
Now we need to close out with a Zelda report. Where you at in Zelda, man?
I'm still at the beginning of the game. I went to the original castle. I seen my second cutscene, which explains a little bit more of what's going on with the story. At certain points, I think this story takes place before Breath of the Wild.
Now, what's Breath of the Wild? Another game?
Breath of the Wild was the first one on the Switch. It was the one before this game that core came out. That this one is based upon, like the engine and everything. But I'm thinking the way they telling the story, it actually take place before Breath of the Wild, like it's a prequel. Which is like, how could you possibly do that? Because Zelda it's a linear story, but is broken into different timelines based upon when what reincarnation of Link and Zelda and Ganon this is.
The Zelda universe, like she was talking about, there's multiple universes, and even in the movie, in the Mario movie, she said that, which I would think could easily link to the rest of the Nintendo universe, which is Zelda and Link and all that.
Yeah, but and then they're gonna
universe.
They can basically do what's the name is trying to do. The MCU is trying to do. It's just that the MCU's are messed up because they went completely pink.
Yeah, but I mean, Nintendo, they never probably thought about it. But Nintendo, if you think about all the games and characters they had since the late 80s, early 90s, they probably have a full-on Nintendo universe.
Yeah, movie. They can do it, and that's what fans want. You know what I mean? And the two best stories would be Zelda and Metroid.
Zelda, Metroid, of course, you gotta have Mario involved.
Yeah. And then they all come together for Smash Brothers.
Yep.
So, like, that's what the fans want. An eventual Smash Brothers movie, just like they had the end game, Thanos thing with the MCU.
Well, yeah, because the Smash Brothers thing, it would be like Mortal Kombat, like where they have the world's biggest fight and all the greatest fighters and heroes come, and these people from the Nintendo universe are all the greatest fighters, and then they can spin that off into other action features or stuff that's part of it.
And then you can even bring in and Sonic the Hedgehog and crew or whatever from different companies if they could be possibly down with it.
Yeah, if they own them.
Yeah, well, Sega owns it, and Sega and Nintendo's cool.
I mean, Sega kind of had their own universe, but nobody remembers their characters. Like Sonic was the only, like the Mario.
Yeah.
Stuff. And whatnot, and then everything else, nothing else really stuck. You had a couple of guys as in games, but nothing really stuck. You know what I mean? It's like DC Comics without any good characters.
Yeah.
It's like
that Flashpoint drop soon. That looked pretty good too. The Flashpoint Flash is supposed to drop soon.
Oh, the new Flash TV show or movie or whatever?
Yeah. It looks pretty good too.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I messed up the universe. So,
yeah. It's a classic storyline. Where he tried to save his mother, and the result of him saving his mother, going back in the time saving his mother, fucks up the whole universe type shit.
Yeah. So. That's right. So that's why we should always listen to BAS. These bitches ain't shit.
I don't know, man. Let me get off this thing, take a nap, and go back to work.
Hell yeah. We had 11:10. We got 5 more minutes left. I guess I'll play one video and get the hell out of here. And hell yeah, man. Rest well, brother. I'm gonna play one more video to get out of here. Peace and love. Go follow Volo's page. And I'm gonna play, I guess, 5 more minutes of stuff, and then we're gone. Boom.
Strike me down if I don't catch a meal off these beats. Strike me down if the city don't kill 10 cats a week. Strike me down if I can't get this paper to eat. Strike me down if I don't split the heads to the meat. Strike me down if I can't get this red paper's mud. Strike me down if I can't get the weed from my blood. Strike me down if I can't drink enough to kill pain. Strike me down if I can't stop them clapping these lanes. Strike me down if I can't stop the wars by the bush. Strike me down if you ever catch me sober, no kush. Strike me down if I can't keep Obama from Klan. Strike me down if I help Illuminati with plan. Strike me down if I can't get this weather on first. Strike me down if I can't get this lick kill the thirst. Strike me down if you ever catch me acting like copy. Strike me down, can't keep my gun like Mr. Gaddafi. Strike me down.
Man, sometimes you just gotta put your hands in up to the sky, give Jesus the steering wheel so he can take you to that place. And if it don't happen, it's just not my destiny. It ain't guaranteed, nigga. So stand up.
Strike me down if I don't run the game like a Don. Strike me down like I'm getting money, chopper Guzman. Strike me down if my thunder chick ain't always the baddest. Strike me down if I get an iced fucker in Paris. Strike me down if the government fan don't cash out this game. Strike me down if I ain't selling swag or cocaine. Strike me down if I ain't always coming with power. Strike me down, never been the grill, baby face shower. Strike me down if I ever claim Republican power. Strike me down if I don't coach like Billy Mancower. Strike me down if your bitch ain't always leaving with me. Strike me down, we the future, motherfucker who you be. Strike me down if the block ain't filled with haters and freaks. Strike me down if it's worth the moving for a few weeks. Strike me down if I can't get this hustle off quick. Strike me down if I can't just detect your dead.
Man, in this lifetime, life is just like a baseball game. You got 1, 2, 3 strikes before you out. And if we all strike out in the midst of this bad economy, we gonna strike out for every mother, woman, child, and man out there doing what they do. And you better fight hard, focus, and keep your eye on the ball of life, man. Or you really gonna have some problems down the road. Listen to your boy, it's Gutter Fam, Winky G's, all kind of shit. And you better understand that this is for you and not for me, but for us.
Say it again.
Strike it up.
Say it again.
Strike it up.
Say it again.
Strike it up.
All right. Say it again.
Strike it up.
Say it again.
Strike it up.
Say it again.
Strike it up.
All right.
Strike it up.
Say it again.
Strike it up.
Say it again.
While in words and I can hear y'all talking, I put a price on your head like a fucking auction and make you dig your own dick and build your own coffin. I'm so official, I don't need a fucking whistle. I got money on you, man. Cry your river, here's some tissue. Double XL, you niggas never been an issue. Why kidnap your ass and bet nobody ever miss you?
Gutter, that's gutter shit, nigga. Gutter, that's gutter shit, nigga. Gutter, that's gutter shit, nigga. Cause really my nigga gave these fucking niggas a shit. Get 'em.
See, I got what you're looking for. Coming out the dealership box or C4. And I'm popping that shit raw. Coming through your door like it's Monday Night Raw. Rapping for that sack, coming straight back for more. Now I'm on that shit with that fucking wine ball. On the road to riches, getting money, swinging hollers. Looking on that shit, I can see the fucking galaxy. Flying on this shit, flying high than the champion. Something like an eagle. Spread my fucking wings when I'm on some other shit. I kick like Shaolin, studying my technique. Kick you with that flow. Hit you with that shit cause you a G, I fucking show. I hit you with this shit to let you niggas see the flow. And now I see a FO, 9210. Know a nigga when I'm coming for that party, here we go. Coming for that dough, I'm coming for that paper. About to fucking break you, got to fucking make you. Come and give it up. Just like a whore on a fuck 12 o'clock night, we can get it more. Late night, it's like on the night shift. Fuck around and watch me pop it off and hit it off in this bitch. Wanna talk like they got it locked, cock it back, bang, got. You know how we do it every day, these niggas call cops, 9/11 ass nigga. I ain't talking about September the 11th, the niggas going to heaven. Fuck y'all niggas are coming with things out. These niggas are talking shit like they wanna be ganged out. Alright, blood or crip or blood, fuck y'all. y'all niggas. I told you niggas I pop you with slugs. It no matter how you see it, cause I'm automatic with it. I ain't give a fuck about you niggas, I'm about my business, nigga. Please, don't make me squeeze what you want ease. Niggas tryna fuck around with these niggas from these streets. East sider, say what you wanna, but you won't survive tonight. Nigga, it's murder by numbers. Niggas, I'm making numbers. Fuck around, watch me come up like clap, like the thunder. Nigga, it's getting kinda crazy. Niggas talking like they real. Bunch of crack babies tryna fuck around with the bill.
Yeah, chilling with the fucking bill. Mr. C is super nigga, drunk and fucking ill. I'm leaning off the gin and I come fucking trill. I do it for my niggas, call me Tide Pinker. Cause you're catching things like a drinker. Get so much brain, bitch, call me fucking thinker. Got my main straining. Mr. Call the super nigga, have your blood draining to the floor. They treat you like a hooker whore nigga. Owe me dollar cause I never scream and holler for them niggas. Uchi wallet, poppy collar, make you follow. Damn, die in your fucking lie. Mr. C is super nigga, be that black guy. I smack a bitch in the eye cause she owe me money and that pussy. I always make her body screaming cause it's heavy gushy. And I smack a bitch in a fat chunky tushy cause I'm steady bugging. Mr. C is tugging off, the brain is freestyle. The poppy call the super nigga, call it me style. I be wild on the block. I got them niggas tucking Glock and throwing rocks at tanks. Yo, I do it for my niggas and they saying shit thanks cause they give it to that poppy collar setting them free. And I do it for my niggas best to call me to see. Or I break you down and take you down and make your ass pee.
My nigga me, straight out of the gutter, type of brother that'll shoot at your brother, scoop your baby mother, smutter, have a bag, my butter, my mag, utter a lot of words when I'm out of words. No rap, I real clap. Check my rap sheet, I stack heat, 350, 65 days a week. All I do is reinvent myself. So many hits, I'm like a fiend. I need help myself. That hot shit, gasoline, I can melt myself. Profit off a bean, I'm about my wealth. Guys, if it's this game, I ain't by myself. Just apply myself so I can buy myself. Top shelf, I'm straight. Like a hot dope, 88 ground felt since 88. Flow heavyweight till my soul levitate. Fuck gold, I'm at a platinum pace. Keep the magnum just in case a nigga want his phantom lace. Catch him while he coming out the tanning place. And damn his face, cause the mag got a hell of a kick. And I know niggas mad, I got a hell of a spit. When I was back to a hell of a fit. Made a vow to blow before I'm out of my 20s. Had one to go, now I'm 30. So you know I'm in the studio hitting a boot for like I used to hit niggas coops up. Gotta get this loot up. Game like a new smut that I gotta dig out. I've been hot ever since they took Big out. Pop 2, hip hop's official. I used to pick locks with issues, smoke rocks with pistols. Now I make beat rock, CL this move.
I done too much to turn back, and I done too much to go on. I guess in the end, it all catches up with you.
Only 11 minutes left. Might as well
My grandpa asked me one time,
the 30 mark.
if I care whether I live or die. Yeah, I do.
Before we continue, I just want to give a shout out to Honey Bun Harden for all he has not done for Philadelphia.
All right, yo, I'm out.
All right, Joe, peace.
Yo, pull up in the whip, baddest little grip. Of course you hate it, you's a bunch of faggots. Pull up in the whip, baddest little grip. Of course you hate it, you's a bunch of faggots.
Out the car jumping, looking cool as hell. You pussy niggas fuck with me cause I be that hell. That be coming fire, hit you like a lighter. Smack you in your face, tell you that I'm sire. Be the God king, you better worry about me. Be the God's son, you better never doubt me. I bust some shots from the head, better run and get me. And take it back to the crib and have your sister hit me. On the tip of my nuts, be the place she's sagging. Don't worry about that bitch ass cause it's fucking dragging. Got that pussy wagging like a dog's tail in the breeze. All you bitch niggas never do it's fucking easy.
Baddest bitch you grip, of course you hate it, you's a bunch of faggots. Pull up in the whip, baddest bitch you grip, of course you hate it, you's a bunch of faggots. Of course you fucking hate it, you bitch fucking nigga. You hate real pussy and you hate real triggers. You never fucking popping, you never body dropping. You always acting in the corner, fucking steady wobbling like it's 80s, nigga. Nah, dog, it's 2000 something. You better get your shit right, cause the guns is bumping. Got my niggas jumping down the street and getting wild. They always serving fucking fiends in the street style. You better worry about it, cause it's coming to your house. We take it like the niggas take that coke down south. But don't worry about it, we always scream and shout it. I always do it for the rowdy niggas, never die. Pull up in the whip, baddest bitch on grip. Of course you hate it, use a bunch of faggots. Pull up in the whip, baddest bitch on grip. Of course you hate it, use a bunch of faggots.
I get a fucking car and I look around. I see pussy niggas that be getting down. Fucking spending money on these hard bitches coming to the street and killing bread. I be wild bitches, serious, kind of about to get ready. Bitches coming, all my niggas on the street, they steady running every kind of screwing. What the fucking government is doing? Always fucking hit my people, got them steady screwing. Living like they do it in the only day they wow. Got fucking wild shit doing right now. Get it down for the people running to the God. Worry about my babies in the street living hard. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yo, pull up in the whip, baddest bitch on grip. Of course you hating it, use a bunch of faggots. Pull up in the whip, baddest bitch on grip. Of course you hating it, use a bunch of faggots.
8 more minutes, couple more videos. Might as well. I like breaking on even times. I think it's like a jinx thing.
Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go.
Yes, cash shot them zero. Yes, Casey shot them zero. Yes, cash shot them zero. Yes, Casey shot them zero. Yes, cash shot them zero. Yes, Casey shot them zero. Yes, cash shot them zero. Yes, Casey shot them zero.
Hold my hand and just don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Hold my hand. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go.
Il courra et si mec un clan du rizinito. Il courra et si mec un clan du rizinito. Il courra et si mec un clan du rizinito. Il courra et si mec un clan du rizinito.
Jump, jump, bump, bump, move, move, shake, shake. Hold my hand and just don't let me go. Jump, jump, bump, bump, move, move, shake, shake. Hold my hand and just don't let me go. Jump, 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 bump, bump, move, move, shake, shake. Hold my hand and just don't let me go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baby girl, just come on with me. Lay down and grab your titty. Let me just squeeze your body. Let's do it, roddy, roddy. Jump, jump, bump, bump, move, move, shake, shake. Take that body to the house and take your mouth down south. Suck me off and do it right. We get it down, we do it tight. Get it with my peoples, then we jump around and get it hype. Drink, drink, smoke, smoke. Pop a molly, take a toke. Have a good time with the hood, rub, have some fun and bounce it down. Hold my hand.
Yes, cash shot them zero. Yes, Casey shot them zero. Yes, cash shot them zero. Yes, Casey shot them zero. Yes, cash shot them zero. Yes, Casey shot them zero. Yes, cash shot them zero. Yes, Casey shot them zero.
Hold my hand and just don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Hold my hand. Don't Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go.
Just moving left and right. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's take it to the club and have some fun and spend it up. Spend 100, spend 1,000. Do it cause we be on wild and north, south, west, east. Do it like a fucking beast. We grab your body, get it round. Jumping, jumping, get it down. Screaming loud, we falling down. Don't worry, bitch. Why? Yeah, we crazy, having fun. Don't you get to pull your gun. Keep it calm and show some love. Chill it out and hang with us. One time, do it right. Don't worry, keep it tight. Fall it back and lay it out and say, ooh.
Hold my hand and just don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Hold my hand. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Hold my hand and just don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Hold my hand. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go.
One more song and we're done. My face is in this next video, but I do rap in this next video.
2 days of victorious day, feeling blessed in every way. God is on my side, so glad that he provides, giving me life, health, and strength. When times are tough, I call the link. I stay strong and right. I stand up for the fight, and I say yes, I can. I can be a Christian man. I can do what he wants me to do. I stay cool, lifted. I'm uplifted, ain't nobody bring me down. Lifted. I'm uplifted, my feet won't touch the ground. Lifted, I'm uplifted, ain't nobody bring me down. Lifted, I'm uplifted, my feet won't touch the ground. No time for negativity, because I'm free. No holds are holding me. No way, no way. Rising, yes, I'm rising. Climbing, yes, I'm climbing. To the top of life. No chains or strife. Overcoming every day. A warrior in every way. Give a glory to the Most High. Because of him, I can fly. He made me fly, y'all. Hey! I'm flying. Thank you, Lord. I'm flying because of you. I'm uplifted. Yeah, lifted. I'm uplifted, nobody bring me down. Lifted, I'm uplifted, my feet won't touch the ground. Lifted, I'm uplifted, nobody bring me down. Lifted, I'm uplifted, my feet won't touch the ground. Lifted, I'm uplifted, nobody bring me down. Lifted, I'm uplifted, my feet won't touch the ground. Lifted, I'm uplifted, nobody bring me down. Lifted, I'm uplifted, my feet won't touch the ground. Y'all, it's time to get uplifted, y'all. I know y'all want to dance. Let's do this. It's time for you, my brother. Yeah. Let's talk about the 10 rules. Keep them like a good black tools. No copy for one. No engraved rock, son. Don't take the name bad one. Sunday be the good fun. Dad and mom be the 1-1. Don't kill. No searching for a thrill. Don't steal. Don't try to get a deal. Don't touch a friend's white beard. Lifted. I'm uplifted. Nobody bring me down. Lifted. I'm uplifted. My feet won't touch the ground. Lifted. I'm uplifted. Nobody bring me down. Lifted. I'm uplifted. My feet won't touch the ground. Lifted. I'm uplifted. Nobody bring me down. Lifted. I'm uplifted. My feet won't touch the ground. Lifted. I'm uplifted. Nobody bring me down. Lifted. Come on, y'all. Y'all like to dance? Touch the ground. Left, right to left. Left, right to left. Left, right to left. Left, right to left.
That's how we're going to go down. Pop out now, right to left. Sort out Philadelphia City Life anything else. Talk about it all. If you want to take what we're in our Philly bio for the week, call F. Get out. out to 2 a.m. Shout out to Bolo.
I'm uplifted. Nobody bring me down. Lifted. Are you really uplifted, y'all? I think you can feel it, bro.
Of course, my name is Poppy Carl, the past, I got always nothing to say.
Yeah. Come on.
Get it. You better do something.
Get it. I see you.
You want that. Come back a thousand times, but you never remember. My Part of Town podcast, man. This is what it's all about. Shout out to Pastor O. We out of here. Be uplifted with your stuff. Stop now. We don't want to get into any more stuff. We are out of here in the broadcast. Let me see what they can do because they have some cool stuff I can hit over here. Let me see if they could have like a show ending thing. What's this? What's that? Okay, that didn't do anything. What's this? Yeah, this is song that music is on by working. It's okay to play. I'm gonna listen to some music real quick. Just be nosy. Thank you. Oh, okay. I heard people do videos over this one. That's cute. Let's look up. Oh, I can have it too. You know what? I want to shout out what is it called? StreamYard? Fantastic. I mean, I'm not even really even using it like it needs to be used. Let's go where it counts. Okay, and there it is. And that's how you do the countdown to end the show. My Part of Town podcast, Mr. City Enforcer, Poppy Carl, the Bad Boy. Check out Cat Poop Crazy on YouTube, the Twitters, the Twitches, Mr. City Enforcer. Just Google me. You'll find me. Check out all my stuff. I do things all over the place. I also am running for president, even though this isn't the best representation of it. But I can save the country. So look up Carl Anthony for president. If you get a chance, I don't do any of this stuff when I'm being presidential. Anyway, thanks for watching, and love you guys, man. You have a good night. RIP to Tina Turner. Shout out to Honey Bun Harden. RIP to Jim Brown. RIP to Uncle Johnny. Shout out to Zelda, the Nintendo Universe. RIP GT. Viva Armenians. We out of here, man. My Part of Town podcast, man. We in the streets, bro.